Welcome to the WNFC Live. Getting ready for kickoff here at our first game of the evening. Glad to have you with you. I'm Bo McMichael, getting ready to get started here for a long evening of football, to say the least. I hope you sit back and enjoy. We got the Atlanta Phoenix taking on the North Florida Pumas. The North Florida Pumas come in with a record of 1-0, defeating the New Orleans Hippies, and the Atlanta Phoenix defeating the Alabama Fire to be 1-0 as well. Once again, I'm Bo McMichael with Score Sports, bringing a live action here. Plan to get started for you here very shortly. Glad we made the kickoff. Sit back. We have several ball games tonight. We have the the Las Vegas Silver Stars versus the Seattle Majestics, the LA Bobcats versus the San Diego Rebellion, the Denver Bandits versus the Utah Falcons, the Texas Elite Spartans versus the Nebraska Nighthawks, and what we're watching right now, the Atlanta Phoenix and the North Florida Pumas. I got my two great guys sitting next to me right now. We got Adam Collins and Craig Chapman. Gentlemen, happy Saturday to you, gentlemen. How you doing today?
Oh, great, man.
We got to work on that energy. That was good, man. Oh, great, man. Yeah, it's wonderful. Just absolutely fantastic. Hope everybody sits back and enjoys themselves tonight. We're going to get started here with the kickoff, and I'll hand it over to you, and we'll get things started.
All right, Williamson kicks a hot one right down the middle. It's picked up. It's going to be brought down quickly. It looks to be about the 36-yard line.
Yeah, she fumbled that kickoff on a little squib kick right there, and then she paid the price for that. So that'll be 1st and 10 for the Pumas here at their own 36. How you doing tonight, Coach Collins?
I'm good, man. My truck blew up, but other than that, I'm good.
Now, I just got finished coaching 2 baseball games, and so, I've been up since 6 this morning, been running around Loganville, Georgia.
Nice.
Good to get back and do some football action tonight.
Well, it always does my heart good when we beat Loganville.
Oh, yes. That would be times 2, people. Wishbone.
Okay.
Here we go. If they run the triple, I'm done.
There's a snap. Give on
Hello.
double ISO. And J-Rock ain't having it. She rides her into the ground.
Coach, what do you think the keys to the game are tonight?
Well, the keys to the game are the same as every week. It's going to be center quarterback exchange, special teams, and red zone execution.
And, right now, if they're going to play the game in this box right here, that's going to
This is not going to go well for them.
No, because this is playing right into the Phoenix hands. Little power play, a little blast.
Give them another double ISO. It's just, you better have some dogs if you're going to run the bone. And you don't even have to have them up front, but you do have to have them in the backfield. Kind of those people that can BYOB, be your own blocker. And then you got to have a little bit of deception, and it helps if your quarterback is fast.
Well, that does help. This is one of those things where they talk about styles make fights. You know what we're talking about? And realistically, if we're being honest with ourselves, the Phoenix are strong at the middle.
And
double ISO again.
They're just going with the same old stuff. And
no,
they
sir.
It out. Great job right there setting the edge and coming up and making the play. That's number 17, Christina Cooper, finally cleaning things up. But a great job up front where they just kind of sealed it off and stuffed everything at the line of scrimmage, strung it out, and then made a play.
And it looks like there's a hole there. You got those 2 backs coming through to lead for that, what you call the double ISO. If I was when we were growing up, we called that the blast. And, they spilled it to the outside. But when you're in there, you've got one receiver split wide to the right, and you bounce it to the tight end side. There's nobody left to block the corner or any of those. They're sitting in a 50 front. That's all there is. They got 8 people in the box sitting there smiling at them right now.
Yeah, I mean, again, you're playing right into the Phoenix hands if that's what you're going to do.
So here comes a punt. We got a little tight punt action, and it's an actual punt formation this week.
And pretty decent snap.
Low
spinning kick. Gets by us. Picked up. She's headed around the left side.
Coming back this way.
Cuts it back, but she's going to be brought down. That return by Crystal Reese.
Nice one. Crystal was tackled at the 25, and that'll bring up 1st down and 10 at the 25.
She was also tackled by 25, Alex Perry.
There you go. Symmetry.
Look at that.
So see if they come out in the same thing that they were successful with. I would look for that little kind of delay counter to the weak side early on to see if it's going to be there tonight, because that was a devastating play last week for the Phoenix, and they're in the eye. And that is the fullback is 6 yards.
This is the toss.
Good call. This looks like zero coverage too, Coach.
And here it comes around the right side.
They got the edge.
And they got a little space.
They're going to pick up 5 on first down right there.
Nice, tough run there by Tony Fuller. She could have gotten a little help from some of the linemen right there if somebody had picked up a block. They did a good job of getting out there, but unfortunately, that's one of the things with offensive linemen sometimes is they work so hard getting out there, and then they don't get anybody.
Turn and look inside, because the scrape right there was what showed up, and if they would have got one more block, that might have bounced its head off the goalpost right there.
Inside, alley, outside. That's the rules.
And we, like we said the first time, this looks like it's kind of a 3-3 stack. Here comes pressure off the edge.
Langley under center. She's back in the eye. The bubbles are huge.
Yep. They're fixing to wrap this blitz.
And there it goes. And they get a block on the edge, and there goes Fuller, and she's churning.
That's 11 right there, Coach. That's another first down.
I tell you what, the bubble off the left side right there, I don't know how you can – I mean, you drive a truck through there.
I was watching that thinking that they were going to run that, and the way they had the linebacker stack, it looked like they were going to wrap somebody into that B gap, but everybody stayed, in the same spot, and they all got washed.
You got to blitz.
You can't play a 33 stack and play straight up football.
If you can, you are amazing. You need to play in a different league.
Here comes something new.
Well,
belly. 4 more.
Nice play right there. Good hard run. Pick up by Dana Green.
Now here's the thing. If you're going to run the football like this, I mean, if they've gained 20 yards on 3 plays running the ball. If you're going to average that, there's no reason to do anything else.
Run it till their nose bleeds.
Yep. Timeout.
Okay,
Pumas.
timeout. Yeah, timeout North Florida. All right, last week we got to see quite a few games. One of the games I really enjoyed was the San Diego Rebellion and the San Diego Surge, not because it was a great game. It did start that way, but the speed of the Surge, my word.
Yeah, it was a fun game to watch. It was it went to halftime, and it was basically, a track meet. It was 21-14 at halftime, and we thought the Rebellion had kind of gotten their legs up underneath them on defense, and then to start the third quarter, the Surge just exploded. They had a huge kickoff return to start the third quarter, scored, and then they never looked back from there, posting that 42-14 victory.
Yeah, it was impressive. The speed and the scheme also was impressive.
We also had one upset last week with the LA Bobcats beating Seattle's mascot? The Seattle Majestics 7-6. So we're 2nd down and 4 right here.
That was a Fumble-Rooski game.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a little turnout right
ISO.
there. There she goes.
My goodness, they're
just – I mean, why do anything else? That right there was Brittany Smith just plowing her way down the field.
I mean –
with the help of 10 of her friends there.
I mean, it just opened up, too. They just blew them off the ball, opened up a huge hole. She didn't get touched till she got to the safety.
They've got to change something. North Florida's got to change something if they're going to try and stop the bleeding here. Because right now they're hemorrhaging. The slot look, it's one of the things we see from the Phoenix all the time. Slot left with an eye look. Langley's under center. And so now they got more people on the line of scrimmage, but they got people hanging on the edge. And here it comes. And there goes Langley.
Quarterback sneak for –
yeah, it looks like 4 or 5 yards.
Yeah, for 5 yards.
If you can run a quarterback sneak for 5 yards, you should run it every play.
I mean, and now we've said they should keep running it, and they should, Coach, because they're running this against a loaded box. But there's nobody covering the slot now either. So if you stand up and throw it to the slot, that's 15 yards right there.
Get a block, and there she goes.
I mean, you look at this right here.
Well, they've got these edge players, but the problem is the favorite place of the Phoenix to run is off tackle, and that's wide open.
2nd and 5 here at the 37, and here comes a little
and there it goes.
Counterplay.
I mean, you can't – my word.
Turn the corner down here.
And
she's going to score.
Yeah, she's going to the house.
Touchdown. Wow.
Touchdown right there by Brittany Smith.
Man, that was impressive. That was an impressive drive right there. That was a 75-yard drive, all running. All rushes, 75 yards. 5 plays, 75 yards. Nice job. I mean, an impressive statement drive to open this game.
I'm not sure who the defensive coordinator for the Pumas is, but we need to get him on the phone.
No, we don't, because we want the Phoenix to win, right?
You can't give – but we want them to – you want every game to be a good game. If every game's a good game, you're getting better.
Yeah. And, right now they've just opened up both B gaps and said, if you're going to run here, run here. And, we watched last week, and that's where it was at.
Williamson out to kick. It's a good snap, good hold. It's up, and looked like maybe somebody got a piece of it.
So after one drive, Coach, it's 6-0. And you know that, as you said, the defensive coordinator over there for the Pumas has got to be going in there, and he's destroying a dry erase marker right now, trying to figure out what's going on.
Well, right now it's almost like they were like, what is the worst thing we could plan for today? And that's what's happened. You've decided to run the wishbone offense against a team that probably has one of the best front sevens of any team in the league, and that's not going to work well. And you add that in addition with the fact that you decided you're going to give up off tackle where they love to run, and I mean that's a recipe for disaster. They'll boat race them if they're not careful.
Yep, and I mean it was an invitation to be successful, and so far the invitation has been accepted. I mean, if you're going to play this offense, then you've got to have something like when I said it that I would leave if they run the triple. If you're in the bone and you don't run the triple, you're severely limited in what you can do, because that's what that offense was, created for.
Well, and there's got to be some misdirection that can be done in the bone, and I ran it for a little while when I was at Jonesboro one year. And we love to fake to the fullback to one side and give the ISO coming back the other way. That was one of our best plays.
You can run the double dive out of it where you just fake a midline and come off of it. You can get a good cross buck action in there. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do, and I know we've seen for one drive and only 3 plays, but those 3 plays were not really –
they were all the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand.
That's offsides.
Yep, you can't be that far up.
And they backed up.
There's a Williamson kick. It's a short kick.
Right.
That was great. It just spins around on the ground, picked up by number 12 for the Pumas, going to be returned. He's going to get a decent return out of it. I said that was 12. Did you see who got it?
I did not, Coach.
I apologize. I don't see a 12 on their roster. My eyes are not the best.
But it will set up 1st down and 10 for the Pumas at the 42-yard line. That was a really nice kick. It just died right there.
Yeah, if you can get them to just die, that's some of the most awesome stuff ever.
The bad part about it for the Phoenix was they ran by the tackle. They had 2 women come free, running scot-free to make the tackle, and they ran right by the ball carrier.
Rocky Phillips going to come up and start out this second possession, and it's a really different look.
It's like a –
this is like a weird halfback wing look. And
oh, wow.
Yikes. And
that was a completed pass for minus, 5.
Yeah, that's not good. She got a chance to meet Taryn Stringer.
All right, here's the touchdown. As you see, you get a little counter look from the backfield. Blitz came through the A-gap. Nice little broken tackle right here. And as she turns the corner, steps out of a tackle right there, and then outruns everybody to the end zone down the right sideline. And as you can see, Coach, they did send somebody. Just came through the A-gap. It's easy to wash that down. So
can't out-blitz the A-gap. It usually doesn't work.
2nd down and 15 right here.
It's that same funky look with a wing and then like a sniffer back.
It's almost like a tight end bunch.
Quarterback slings it out to the X. Uh-oh. And there she goes.
I
don't think anybody's going to catch her.
That
she
is
looks
a touchdown.
awfully quick.
Yes.
Touchdown, Ashanti Broxy, better known as Skittles. That pass from Phillips to Broxy, and that goes to the house.
And that right there is what happens when everybody gets bunched into one area. They had a little tight end bunch to the, up there to the field through the backside slant.
That caught me as off guard as I think it did anybody else. I was not expecting that.
Really nice throw and a really nice catch, and then jets. She had speed. When she caught it, everybody in here was sitting there going, nobody's catching her.
Yeah, when people are just getting further away, that's not good. Well, the good news is we're going to have a tie game here. We got a tie game right now, 6-6. They line up to kick.
And that's number 16 to kick it.
Well, she's not on the run. Okay. Yeah.
That's an illegal substitution.
Lots of people want to kick for 12, but it's cool.
Somebody's running off the field right now going, well.
There are times where I'd want to kick with 13 or 14 if I could get away with it.
There are also times when you don't want to kick.
Oh, geez, kicking is scary. Kicking is so scary.
So 6-6 right here. Big point after right here.
And there's a snap. It's a decent hold. It's up and through. And just like that, North Florida's up 7-6 in what quickly – it's a quick turnaround right there. And what we were just discussing was going to be a blowout. Here's a shot of that touchdown again.
Got the bunch to the top of the screen right here. You're in the gun. You're going to take the snap, throw a quick slant, and I think the corner thought she was going to pick the ball off.
Yeah, because that was just an okay ball. It wasn't a great ball. It was okay, though. They got out there.
But that right there is moving.
There she went.
That's the simplest play you can run. It's a one-receiver route, really. You know who you're going to throw the ball to at the snap. And they loaded everything up to the offensive right-hand side, got single coverage on the backside. They didn't even block the weak side defensive end.
No, almost knocked the ball
out. Didn't even block the weak side defensive end. And I know that play went for a long way, but that is definitely not a recipe for success if you're not going to block somebody, because sooner or later somebody's going to cover somebody. And you're either going to throw it to the wrong jersey or you're going to get hit right in the mouth. And now the Phoenix are offsides on the kickoff return. There we go.
The Pumas line up to kick.
Leading 7-6 after, we really trashed their offense a while ago.
And a little drooper right there, but it's going to roll past us. Picked up by Brittany Smith. She's trying to find some room.
Got the corner.
And there she goes. She was headed down the sideline, got pushed out.
One person there, that goes a long way. So that'll bring up first down and 10, 35-yard line.
It's a good start position after you let the ball dribble past you.
And, if you're looking at it, what do? You sit right here and you come back and you run the same things you ran the first time? I would expect to see some kind of different look on defense.
I would let these ladies on the screen go to work. That's what I would do.
We had to talk about them last year. We gave them the player of the game, I think, in one of those early games last year where they just dominated for the first 3 quarters of the game.
Well, that's the thing is, that long slant right there, yeah, that hurts. But to get hit in the mouth over and over and over again, man, that gets old quick.
Well, you got a little different front. They've slid out now. They're kind of
still giving it up, though, unless they're going to blitz into it. And there's the snap.
There's the blitz into the
B
B
right
gap.
There. And they did. They blitzed into it.
Gain of about 1 on the play. It's going to bring up second down and 9.
Ball carried by Shanice Wheeler.
Second down and 9 at the 36. So we've seen a little bit of, we've seen a little difference right there. They slid out. They weren't so compact. They looked. That was more of a 50 double eagle look right there. And, now they've slid into more of a, they're just widening that 3-3 on the field side, really playing the weak side right here. It's play action.
Langley rolling to her right, fires it across the middle. It's going to fall incomplete.
It's going to bring up third down and 9. Wasn't a bad call right there. I think they thought that she should get the drag open on that little play fake. It'd been really, I would like to see them throw a quick screen. I'm not going to lie to you, Coach. 3rd and 9 sounds like a horrible down to throw it. But if you're in the slot right here and they're not covering
If they're not covering it, I mean, why not?
So we're looking
maybe it sets up 4th and short, and I mean, I'd go for it.
Right here, you got your first big 3rd down and the first 3rd down of the game for the Phoenix. And we're going to get the eye again.
Toss.
They got 8 in the box. There's no way the edge can get to the screen. They just can't happen.
They're going to run the – well, she's signaling something right now.
Now the edge is going to the screen.
And there goes Langley on a quarterback sneak.
She's going to get 5 to the 41.
So that's going to bring up what, 4th and 4?
4th and 4, Coach.
I'm not sure I agree with that call.
I think she checked to the screen, and then when they went out and played it,
That's the thing.
it was just too late to check out.
When you start looking at receivers and talking to them, that draws attention. But the offense is staying in the game. It's 4th and 4.
I'd look for a long snap count, see if they draw them off sides right here.
Our quarterback sneak, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
They're averaging 5 yards a carry on quarterback sneak.
I'm still thinking they're going to try to draw them off sides right here.
Slot to the left, eye backfield, Langley under center. And there's a snap, deep give on the left side.
1st down.
There goes Brittany Smith.
Maybe a lot more than a 1st down.
See ya. Yep, that's it. Oh.
And a depleter. Perfectly legal depleter.
Okay, I don't know if you saw what happened.
I did see
the
it.
defender was pushing up against her, and she just like leveled her.
Shoved her right to the ground.
That was awesome.
That would be a 59-yard
Yeah, that's Brittany Smith again.
touchdown run on 4th down and 4.
She's having a huge day.
So
here you go. Let's take another look at it.
all right, it's just gonna be the ISO. That's all it is. 4th and 4, little ISO, bounce it to the outside. Really nice job blocking on the edge, and now you get it right here.
Really good blocking from the receivers.
See ya. Straight number 50.
It was number 50 right there that decleated somebody. That's Amber Grant.
Amber Grant gets the flatback award of the week.
Yes.
She just pancaked.
Well, and the Phoenix wisely line up to go for 2. I'm not sure. Okay.
We have an injury.
Yeah. Somebody finally feeling the effects of getting tossed to the ground.
Yeah.
I wonder how hot it is there right now.
Yeah, it might be really hot because it's really hot here.
I was about to say that's a possibility of being really humid.
It's hot and humid, and the wind is blowing in Georgia because they're setting us up for horrible weather tomorrow.
Because it's hot here, but, man, it gets some kind of hot down there. All right, there's week 1 highlights in the upper right-hand corner, kind of from all the games this last week. Just wanted to kind of let people get a look at what was happening.
That was the first touchdown of the game for the Phoenix. That was right before halftime. That broke a scoreless tie, turned it into a 6-0 game at halftime, and then led to the onslaught in the second half.
Yeah, the floodgates really opened up after they scored that first time.
It was a huge momentum turn right there before the end of the half. And then you come out and you get to see them. They're going to throw a little speed out up at the top right here and going to rip it on down the sideline. And right here after that, the game was pretty much, over. The defense for the Phoenix had come on and had started to step up and really take away what Alabama wanted to do. And after that, the offense kind of, for lack of a better term, salted away the victory. Here's a little toss, sliding into the end zone. And then, it got to the same thing. There's even a tipped pass in here for a touchdown. It was, now the San Diego Rebellion and the San Diego Surge. This is the Rebellion's touchdown on their opening drive.
Quarterback's name was Martin. She is absolutely gigantic.
And she made a nice play scrambling out to her right to find a wide open receiver. All right. The highlights will continue to scroll as we Watch the Phoenix go for 2 right here.
Just
Straight.
right formation.
Yep.
And there's
Bootleg.
bootleg. She's
Wide open. 2 points, baby.
It's just throw and catch right there. 2-point conversion.
And that'll make it 14-7 for the Phoenix. And if you look right here, this is the Surge. And quarterback for the Surge, name was Ruiz. And she had a huge week. Or, excuse me, was Deanna Guidry. All right? And she had a huge week.
Yeah, but that you just saw run right there. That's Gutierrez.
Gutierrez.
Yeah. She had a big day. But that last 2-point conversion, that was Langley to Mosley, and that was a huge 2-point conversion right there. Now making the score 14-7.
Yeah, and you know, you're holding serve. You know, so far you're the only one in the game with a stop.
Right.
And I would expect now
And that's not the same play up top, by the way. That's Gutierrez again.
So yeah, we'll continue to show highlights from last week as we go through the broadcast. Phoenix here to kick off.
Everybody's having a tough time lining up 10 yards away. Short kick right there by Williamson. Picked
Nice
up and
kick,
swarmed by the Phoenix.
I mean, kicked it right there. It just stops dead. They're going to give her to the 30-yard line. Jasmine
Davis scooped that one up, was trying to find some room, but there was no room to be had.
That was great coverage. And exactly what you want after, you know, regaining the lead on a huge play.
Last thing you want to do is give up a big return.
So we've seen, you know, a touchdown pass of over 55, and we've seen a touchdown run of 59. And every yard from scrimmage so far for the Phoenix has been on the ground. So right now, you know, they had 75 in the first drive and 65 in that drive. So that's insane rushing stats for the first quarter.
Well, I'd be shocked to see if the Pumas have positive rushing yards.
They do not at this point.
And there's the give right there off the right side.
Nice little broken bone look. Going to pick up 2 and make it 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line.
That ball carrier number 25, Alex Perry, met by a host of Phoenix defenders.
And they've given us a little bit of different look this, you know, the second series and now the third series. We haven't seen just a straight bone. As you can see, the linebackers there for the Phoenix. That's a heck of a group of players right there. They get after you.
They are run stuffers, buddy. There's the D-line. They do a great job.
And here we go. 2nd down and 8. Broken bone again.
Snap, quick throw.
Man. This slide protection is living dangerously. I mean, living dangerously. If you're going to throw quick routes and you're not going to block people, that's going to be, man, your quarterback's going to be looking for an ice bath at the end of this thing.
Yeah. The quarterback and number 58, I think it was.
I'm just going to tell you right now.
He got yoked.
If you look at this is a huge 3rd down this early in the game because they haven't come close to stopping the Phoenix. But I'd be surprised. Here comes the wishbone again. It's got to be.
They're going to throw the slant.
Play action pass or slant.
They're going to throw the slant to the backside.
They got it. The Phoenix have someone sitting in the slant zone. Counter.
And
not going to get there. It's going to bring up 4th down.
Almost had something.
Wasn't a bad design.
No. Ball carrier number 4, Samantha Kinsler.
Ball is going to be down. It's going to bring up 4th down and 2.
That's 4th and manageable, though.
At the 38-yard line.
Got a player down. While they're working on her, it looks like it might just be cramps. Well, no. They're working on an ankle. That's never good when one of your big dogs goes down with an ankle.
Nope. You don't want to see that.
Hey, just a reminder, the 9 Cup Championship weekend is going to be held out in Colorado, Denver, Colorado. Mary Kay Stadium. I've always wanted to go to Denver. Mile High City. They say it's really hard to breathe.
It is really hard to breathe.
There's a good chance that we'll be out there for that game.
We'll be out there for that game, and we'll have an unlimited supply of steak nachos.
That's the plan.
Oh, it looks like it's going to be 4th and 1, guys.
We'll be doing a meet and greet before the game that day. We'd love to see you guys stop by our booth.
Coach Collins will be the guy dressed in the orange shirt.
Yeah.
All right, so it's 4th down and 1 right here. Quarterback sneak?
Yeah. Quarterback sneak, or they would have gotten on the dive. I thought they fooled me. I thought I saw the dive.
I could see that.
It took me a second to realize what was going on.
Well, I see this is a interesting defense right here for the Phoenix. And there's the quarterback sneak, and second effort, I think she's going to end up getting it unless they call it a false start or
delay of game. Oh,
holy smokes.
That is clipboard breaking material.
Wow.
I have just snapped a clipboard in half and thrown it onto the track with the cheerleaders. I'm just telling you.
And just so you guys know, I would have been the one that he was throwing the clipboard at because that would have been my fault.
We'll take a delay of game on 4th and 1. I would go crazy.
4th and 1 turns into 4th and 6.
Yeah, kick the ball. Punt it.
I was wondering if they were fixing to go with the long snap.
That wouldn't have been a bad idea.
Take it, try to get it back to 4th and short. But now they've got to give the ball back to the Phoenix.
Uh-oh. Looks like we had one too many on the field for the Phoenix.
That was the short yardage defense. They had to take her off to put the return person on. So you got tight punt again. Let's see if we can catch the punt this time.
Lots of people moving.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
Just barely gets it off.
That's a great punt.
Phil did a good job catching that punt. Heading around the right side.
That's a 14-yard return on that punt right there.
Don't get shoved out of bounds. Nice return right there by number 26, Christina Howard. That's one of the things about the Phoenix is you'll hear so many different names called.
Yeah, there are a lot of people that make plays.
And that's really going to pay off later in the season when you haven't had to depend, on one person.
And it makes it really hard to play against when there are multiple people. It's easy for me to say, multiple people that can make plays and that you can spread your offense around and your playmakers are spread around. You can't just scheme to say, well, we have to stop this particular person.
If I was North Florida right now, I would stop the run. That would be my mission.
Well, you've given up, right now you're looking at 140 yards on the ground, and we haven't got to the second quarter.
They're over there praying for a fumble. Okay, now look at what they've done. Now they're giving up the edge. Okay, somebody came back out now. I was about to say, you can't stay like that.
They've also given up the weak side slant. There's the bubble screen. Dropped.
There's the screen.
And they had it,
dropped on the ground.
They're in zero coverage now,
Shay
Coach.
Jones was getting ready to just run.
They're in zero coverage. That's 8 in the box. All right, there's the list of tonight's game. You've got the Alabama Fire at the New Orleans Hippies at 7 o'clock. So that would be Central Standard Time. The Phoenix playing the Pumas, also at 7 Central Standard Time. You got the Utah Falcons and the Denver Lady Bandits. That's 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. The Silver Stars and the Majestics also at 6 o'clock.
I believe that's also Mountain Standard.
I think you're correct. 2nd down and 10.
There's a snap.
Quarterback draw.
Just taking off. And like always, it's good for 3 or 4 yards.
It's going to be 3 this time, Coach. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 7 at about the 44-yard line. And this is an interesting call right here because you're looking at 3rd down and 7, and they haven't really stopped you. So if you can gain 3 or 4 yards right here, you're going to go for it.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. So they come out.
Here comes pressure off the edge.
Backfield.
Going left. Slant.
She throws across
Caught.
the middle. Got a man caught. Good job right there. Caught by number 6, Mosley.
For 18 yards down to the 26-yard line.
If you remember, Mosley had that big 2-point conversion earlier.
Nice job of letting her clear the linebacker right there, too. That'll bring up 1st down and 10.
She wasn't shy. She was in all kinds of traffic right
Nope.
there. Langley was. There was lots of stuff happening around her, and she just let it fly.
Now, that was a really nice throw and catch right there. So, looking at this right now, you're starting to exert your will.
Langley under center. Give on the ISO. Ends up trying to cut back and runs into a mountain of Pumas.
That'll be 2nd down and 10 after no gain right there. And the Pumas did what we've been talking about. They brought people in the weak side, B gap. They almost took the handoff. Now wouldn't be a bad time to go back to the toss. Because if you seal it now.
They're fighting back inside. You know what I'd like to see them run? I'd like to see them bring somebody like Wheeler or Smith out there and run the rocket.
Toss it to them outside the box right there.
Run the rocket toss. Because that is just dirty.
Well, here we got trips for the first time all night, Coach.
Trips to the right side. Langley in the gun. Back offset to her left. I'll tell you what, there's a lot of confusion over there on the Puma side.
Got the
There's
wheel
the
route.
ball.
It's offensive pass interference.
Yeah, they're going to get them for a pick.
Yeah, it has to be. You can't block when the ball's in the air.
Let's see what the White Hat has to say.
And they're going to call ineligible.
Everybody did look like they were getting downfield.
Yes.
That's one of those things that's so hard to get people to do. You work all the time to try to get offensive linemen to get downfield. And then, you got to figure out how to keep them back. Because the touchdowns that we watched, the reason why those were touchdowns is because you got linemen downfield getting after it.
No,
so, it's hard to get mad at them for that.
is that a loss of down, Coach?
I believe so.
I think they still have 2nd down on the stick up there. And they do, so we're not going to change ours. Back to the trips look again.
Langley in the gun. That trips bunch out to the right. There's a snap. She drops, looks left. She's throwing left. That's going to be picked, and it's heading the other way. With any luck, we're going to tackle her, and Mosley brings her down.
That interception kills a golden chance to go up by 2 touchdowns.
That ball picked by number 20, Lou Hedegaard, for the Pumas.
And Lou was beat.
Yeah, and that ball's just underthrown.
Yep.
I mean,
that's it.
You don't always throw a perfect ball every time. That's how it goes.
So that's going to bring up 1st down and 10 at the 36-yard line for the Pumas. And it looks like that's the end of the first quarter.
All right.
So the Pumas will start after avoiding what would have been disaster, falling down 2 scores.
Yeah, that would have been tough. But that's one of those, if you're the Phoenix, you're kicking yourself right now.
Well, yeah.
I still think you can run the ball outside on them because they're packing everybody inside. And you're going to get people who are scraping. But if you're pulling somebody, if you pull and wrap on that, you got all that taken care of.
You know what? I'd like to see them go to that 2 tight end look that they went to last week and make them balance that defense up, and then it'll give you single coverage on the outside.
You're talking about that flanks look? Yeah.
Give you 2 tight ends, 2 flankers, and a single back. Broken bone again.
And Rocky's under center. Give off the left side.
Hello.
It's ISO. No, sir. Brought down, charge led there by number 78, Tania Carlton. She's an absolute force up there on the defensive line.
And Miss Carlton stopped her at the line of scrimmage, so that'll bring up 2nd down and 10 after the no gain. And right now we're looking at a team that's, you can tell they're predominantly run first. And right now they've got 6 yards rushing.
There's a quick snap right there.
Boot.
Quarterback boot. Caught the end cheating.
And did
but
not
nice
catch.
job right
Hello.
there. Great job by number 7. Tony Fuller coming up and making a play.
And Tony just wanted to introduce herself to her. And she did so.
I mean, that looked like that might be a real positive play. But she came up and she was like, I don't think so.
And the bad part about it is that, for the offense, you think you've got something when that defensive end sucks down on that and you're to the edge. But that was the most perfect form tackle you could ever want.
You know, she came running up for that corner spot and just popped her.
You
got a corner that'll come up and make a play. That's good, but you got to be careful.
You could put a clinic film together with that tackle. 3rd down and 13 here.
Quick drop.
A little flare out to the tight end.
And it's not going to be near enough. Nice play right there by number 49, LaVonda Parker. Because, again, it's one of those plays that might have some potential. You know, you just kind of float the ball out there, get it out in front of them, and give them a chance to run. You might have something.
All right, so you got 4th down and about 8 at the 37. And we're going to get punt right here.
And they're trying to get people off.
And that was a good job by the Phoenix just to make sure that she was running off the field and not going to be out there for the sucker pass.
Yeah, that's a terrible feeling.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh. Ball's out.
I think the Phoenix got back on it. One of the things I hate to see as a coach sitting there is when the return person starts running up, and you know they're thinking, as soon as I catch this, I'm going to get blasted. And you know that their eyes are coming down to see what's happening.
And that ball hits the ground.
And that is what happens. So far right now, their game summary, Coach, what's your takeaway from the first quarter?
From the first quarter, I think the Phoenix just needs to do what they do, and got to scratch where they itch, If they're going to clog the middle, then run outside.
Yeah.
I think they can run on them all day long and just, let them pick their own poison.
Well, they're sitting there right now at about 145 yards rushing. So they have done what they want to do early in the game. And then they had the huge completion for the first down that got them down inside. Really right now you're looking at a penalty being the reason why this game is not 21-7 instead of, and it's just 14-7.
Well, that, and I think the corners need to roll up a little tighter.
Is this a wildcat right here, Coach?
Because there would have been 2 picks. Well, I think that's what everybody thought.
Well, it ain't.
No, it's a slant.
And it was thrown by number 8.
That's number 8. Oh, geez Louise.
And that is a rocket.
And it was a nice throw. That ball thrown to Mosley.
I hope she's okay. She landed right on that
shoulder
or the football one. But that was another huge play right there. Set up another first down right here for the Phoenix. And once again, if the Phoenix will stay out of their own way, I mean, you're looking at that. That was a 16-yard completion right there.
Phoenix come out and trips left, gun.
1st and 10 at the 45 of the Pumas.
Back offset to the left side. And it's a little zone give to the right side. And there goes Wheeler. She's got some help. And she's fighting for everything she's worth.
Wow.
Nice, tough run. Great blocking out of Mosley right there. That's outstanding blocking out of a receiver.
Nice job of cutting back inside, using the block to your advantage. But they just caught them on that. When they went spread, that opened them up. So they're all the way down to the 27-yard line, and that was an 18-yard run. And, we're looking at 2 Bills rushing by the end of the first half right here, Coach.
That's nuts. And, boy, will that take a toll on the defense, buddy. That's just one of those things.
It's not just the physical toll. It's also that we can't stop these people, whatever they want to do. When you have to commit more people to the run, then that opens up.
And see, they've gone back to this kind of funky
There it
and
is.
there it goes. And she just
Oh, my.
Everybody bites inside, and so she just bounces. She is swinging that ball around, though. That's making me nervous.
I thought she faked like she was going to throw it. Yeah, we're definitely taught. Oh, there's holding.
Oh, boo. That was good blocking.
They're going to call it blocking, the illegal block in the back.
I'd like to see that again. I think that's bogus.
I think you're going to get the – so you're going to end up with first down and about 9. If you, I mean, that's what you're going to get. It's first down and 9.
But you saw what they did. They brought everybody inside, and then they just bounced it. I mean,
no, it was
that's
no changing quarterback. When I saw it the first time, I thought it was the straight Wildcat, and then a slant gets ripped in there. Now we got
illegal substitution. Looks like somebody forgot to come out.
we had doubles and an I backfield, and I don't think you can do that.
Tell you what, doubles I. That's a tough one.
So now you got first down and about 14 at the 31. So we've had weird first downs on this last 2 plays. Wow, look at this defense. Are you talking about being stacked in the middle?
Quarterback under center. Oh, and the ball's on the ground, and there it is.
And once again, the Phoenix are their own worst enemies.
Yeah.
And it's disappointing, too, because they're right there getting ready. They should have delivered the knockout punch in this game. It should have already been given. But right now, you know, you're looking at a 14-7 game where you're wasting opportunities. And you know what they say about letting people hang around.
That's the worst thing you can do.
Mm-hmm.
Start giving them hope. And before you know it, you're in a fight.
Yeah, and, you know, the worst part about it is that you've dominated this game and you don't really have anything to show for it. Yeah, you've got the lead. But
not what you should have.
And
you
if
should have
you're-
a 3-touchdown lead.
Yeah, and if you've ever been a coach, you can already tell that this thing's, you know, when you're one play from this thing being sideways.
Back to the bone. And there's a toss.
They got the edge.
She's got
Nice
some
wrap.
room. Good job coming up and making a play right there. Nice, tough play. I think that was number 17. They ended up coming up, scraping across. She and number 99, Tank Dorsey, and number 17, Christina Cooper.
Well, now they gained 3 on that, so that'll bring up second down and 7. The ball's on the 38-yard line. And right now, you know, it looks like the Pumas are kind of searching for answers on offense too.
Well, they're fixing to be searching for
5 more
another
yards.
5 more yards because they're going to get a delay of game.
There can't be that many words in a wishbone play.
They're trying to hustle up there, and they're still in the bone.
Unbalanced. Reverse.
And there it goes.
Fumble.
And it's fumbled.
This has got to be a touchdown.
Ball's on the ground.
This has got to be a
They
touchdown.
scooped up.
Oh, man. Number 49 picked that up, Coach.
Who was that made the play? Was that number 24?
Think so.
Number 24, Shantanya Spicer comes up and makes the hit. And then the ball is recovered by number 49, LaVonda Parker. But, you know, there's the defense. We watch the defense all the time, especially early in the season.
Yep.
Kind of saved the Phoenix.
Well, I mean, their offense has been really good until the last 2 drives have ended. I mean, even though they've ended on turnovers, their offense has dominated this game. But now the fact that they've gotten a turnover and they're going to start on the cusp of the red zone right here, this is where you end the knockout. This is where you give them the knockout punch right here.
Oh, yeah.
And it should be to the left right here. It should be to the left little counterplay. They've got
Yikes.
everything flooded to the multiple receiver side.
That ball given to Smith and number 8, Santina Bright, saw the hole and filled the hole.
And that will be a loss of 2, and it will bring up 2nd down and 12 at the 22-yard line.
That's pretty good linebacker play.
It was. But if you were going to let them play that front, then you have to run weak side because you ISO down on that inside one technique, and then you kick it, and then you kick out and you lead on the linebacker and you run. I mean, look at this over here. Block down, kick out, ISO, run to the end zone.
I was thinking wash it all down. And there's snap,
Play
quarterback
action.
drops.
Wide
They'll
open.
Throw it out there.
Touchdown.
It's called. That's Mosley. Touchdown, Mosley. She's having a good day.
That is a 22-yard touchdown connection right behind the safety. Ball was about just in time. And so in the second quarter right here, we're looking at a 20-7
game.
Yes, with the chance for the point after attempt.
Williamson comes out to kick.
Make sure we got everybody. We're good. That's 11.
Waiting on the snap. It's a good snap. Oh, bobbled the hold.
I think it got in there.
And she still got it through.
Very nice job.
At one point, the ball was laying flat on the ground while the holder was trying to pick it up.
That's a great job by Williamson, making sure she keeps her head down and gets enough on that thing to get through the uprights. So you got a 21-7 lead right here, and just about anything and everything, you know, that the Phoenix wanted to accomplish in this first half, they have done. They have dominated this game from the jump. And you know, there's no answer right now to stop their offense. The only way the Pumas have stopped it is when they've been donated to. I mean, they got the interception and this the fumble, and both of those came after penalties. So, you know, once again, we talk about keys to the game. We always talk about special teams play and center quarterback exchange and things like that. You know, just our history should tell us that penalties play a huge part. I mean, how many times have we had punts, kickoff returns called back on penalties?
Yep.
And, you know, it happens the same way in the, you know, on a scrimmage play, too. We had to run down inside the 10-yard line. They got called back. The next play is a fumble.
Yeah, when it rains, it pours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They got 6 people on the front line.
Mm-hmm. And they're just kicking it to where they, you know, there's just
Kicking
a lot
it
of
where they
space. Yep. Stay outside.
Tough return right there.
Really nice coverage again, though. And that's going to bring up 1st down and 10 for the Pumas. Trailing by 2 scores right here. This is a must drive.
Yeah.
All right, so
Disregard the score at the bottom.
so we are in is this, you say we're in San Diego?
No, this is, I'm sorry, guys. This is Texas Elite Spartans, Nebraska Nighthawks.
So we're in.
Okay. It's a really nice field.
It's beautiful. Look at those stands, Coach.
That's fancy dance right there,
I
buddy.
mean, goodness gracious. That is
That's some high dollar stuff.
a nice track. I mean, this is a really, 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 really
I'm still trying to figure out what's in the middle of the field, though.
sunburst.
Yeah, but it looks like a person's face.
I was trying to think of that, too.
Maybe they're the Apollos or something.
That would
I
be
don't know.
cool.
Or the Icari.
The Icari. Wax wings.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, we were We were wondering what was happening, Migo. Yeah, it is.
We're having technical difficulties, we have been informed.
So this is Nebraska and
The elite.
Texas Elite Spartans.
Mm-hmm. Both teams are 1-0. We got to see a little bit of the elite Spartans last week against Houston, correct, Coach?
Yep. And Texas number 2? Is that what I'm reading?
It is.
So it's number 2 versus number 9, whereas the Atlanta North Florida game is 4 versus 5. It'll be interesting to see how Nebraska's able to hold up.
Yeah, be interesting to see. And it'll be interesting to see as we go through the weeks how these rankings shift and change, because it's really hard to rank somebody after 1 week. I think we talked last week towards the end of our broadcast about what will you see the second week, because normally the most growth in a football season is between week 1 and week 2.
Although I imagine Nebraska's kind of salty about the fact that Seattle and Alabama are both ranked in front of them, having lost last week.
Yeah,
that would be a source of.
I would not be real happy about that.
That's locker room material,
As we have a chance right here, we need to revisit what we talked about last week, that all the WNFC teams will wear a bull decal on their helmets in honor of Tashara Bull Turnbull, who played for the Alabama Fire and was an integral part of the Fire organization. And it's great to see all the WNFC teams wearing the number 9 on their helmet, or the bull diagram on their helmet, honoring her and remembering her after her tragic passing last year. It just goes to show you the continuity of the WNFC, how everybody has joined together so that they could support one of their own.
Well, it's a top-notch outfit, and you could tell that just based on the sponsors. You got Adidas and Rydell are your sponsors. That's big time.
I mean, when you got, we've been around a lot of football. I can remember when I got in my 9th grade year, when they handed us our football cleats, I had Rydell football cleats and a Rydell helmet. So, it's kind of synonymous when you're playing football that's going to be one of the things that you wear. Matter of fact, on the bus ride back from our baseball game today, we were having a discussion about the specific helmets that every one of those guys that played liked to wear, and they were all Rydell helmets. So, it's one of those things. And, of course, if you're, where we are, we're in Georgia and we're back to the Phoenix.
And there goes Brittany Smith just ripping it down the sideline.
And that will be a first down for the Phoenix.
It's just back to work for the Phoenix. It's nothing new.
No, and it's still 21-7. And the Phoenix had the ball first down and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Hey, our players of the week last week for the Atlantic Division, it was defensive back Amanda Magnuson from Nebraska. She had 2 picks. One of those was a pick 6, 3 TDs, and 100 yards receiving. For the Pacific Division, the San Diego Surge quarterback, Deanna Guidry, 6 of 12.
No, she had
six passes completed for 124 yards.
6 rushes.
That's what I said, 6 rushes for 124 yards. Y'all got to listen. 2 touchdowns, 2 tackles, 1 for loss, and a 55-yard kickoff return.
Wow.
Each one of those ladies is Breaking Barriers Player of the Week. As that, she receives $250 cash and a $100 Adidas swag gift certificate. I like Adidas.
I do, too. I was getting ready to say, if you're from this area, Adidas is a big name since they've joined on with Georgia Tech. Everybody's got a little Adidas swag.
Well, I would be willing to accept Adidas stuff. If Adidas wanted to give us stuff to wear, I would wear it.
Yes, sir.
If it could be orange, that would be helpful.
And there you go. All right, back to the Phoenix. They called timeout right there, trying to get everything set. Looks like we're going to an interesting set. I would call this slot right weak eye. So this should be interesting to see what they run out of this.
Yeah.
Jet.
Here comes motion, and that's what they're going to do.
And they've got the corner.
And there she goes around the left side. And if she could have just stayed in. Nice run right there by number 22, Nicole Johnson.
And Nicole is going to be out of bounds at the 15-yard line. And it'll bring 1st and 10 from the 15. But another 15-yard gain. I mean, Coach, we're looking at this thing, and they've got to be, you know, we're sitting there probably right at 200 yards right now.
Yeah, they're killing it.
I mean, this is as impressive as we have seen the Phoenix offense look. Now it's interesting. You set this thing up like this. You fake the jet and come back with a counter.
Oh, yeah, that's dirty. Give it to the underneath person?
Oh. Well, I'd wrap the underneath person and give it to the trailer.
And there's a snap. Here he comes backside. Man, what a job right there.
Yeah.
I don't know who that was that came up and hit the fullback.
The linebacker.
But they just collapsed everything.
That was a great
That
job.
play had no chance.
And went for no gain because of that.
I mean, just came up with the fury. And Wheeler ends up being stuffed to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I was really hoping they'd run that the same thing I was thinking about off the jet look. But they just lined the slot over to the left that time. Interesting, interesting change. We've seen some stuff from the Phoenix tonight that we haven't seen before.
Motion is such a distraction.
So now we're back to the slot with the eye on 2nd down and 10. Looks like
Langley kind of directing traffic out there.
he should be running right here.
There's a snap. Give. Going to hit the left side. She gets shoestring, though.
And it's going to bring up 3rd and 10.
That was number 7. Tony Fuller on the carry. Somebody got hold of her foot, though. I think she would have had a little more right there. But somebody was able to grab her by the shoestrings.
Yeah, and, you know, we're sitting here looking at this thing from a numbers perspective. It looks like they're really tipping their hand where they're going to bring the pressure from. And if there was any way to just make an opposite call and run that play the other way, you got a chance to be really successful.
Well, that's definitely halftime material.
And here comes Jet to the field right here. Maybe not.
Langley in the gun, that offset eye to her right.
Straight give, and it's there.
Oh.
It's a touchdown.
Yeah. And
that
there
is
goes Fuller.
15-yard sprint to the end zone.
I was just thinking she needed to stay outside, but she did a good job.
Oh, look at the ISO block right there.
That's a great block right there by the fullback, number 42, Dana Green. That was a great block.
Dana Green gets a helmet sticker for a touchdown springing block right there in film study on Monday because that was –
the play before she got decleated, and then she went down the field. The next play made a great block, sprung a touchdown.
Now we're looking at 27-7, Coach.
Williamson comes on the field trying to make it 28. There's a snap. Good hold. It's up and through. No problem that time.
And I'm not going to lie to you, this is as impressive as I've seen the Phoenix on offense. I mean, they are dominating. You know, we knew they had a really good defense, and outside from one play tonight, it's shown up. But this has been a dominant performance. I mean, they're sitting at 212 yards right now on offense just in rushing.
Jeez, man.
Add another, 37 of that passing, you're getting close to, looking at 500 yards of offense for a game. And we're in the second quarter.
And it's an evenly matched game. It's supposed to be 4 versus 5.
I was sitting here thinking I didn't want to speak too early, but I believe these rankings will be changing.
Yeah, there's no question about that. That's the great thing about getting to play each other is, the cream rises to the top.
Yep.
That's how it goes. And that's an old Bull Jones thing.
Yep.
I remember we being a seeding meeting for wrestling. He'd start talking about let it happen. The cream will rise to the top. Nice short blooper there by Williamson.
We have a stoppage in play on the kick.
And I'm not sure what the call is here. Maybe they hadn't blown it ready.
That could be a good point.
Offsides on the kickoff team.
So somebody lined up with their foot on the line.
Either that or somebody was, well, yeah.
I mean,
because they're not moving until the ball's kicked. So
it's gotten to the point where they're taking that running start out of this to try to protect people.
although I'm not sure that 5 yards is the difference.
Nah, it's the additional 50 you run at breakneck speed down the field to make contact with somebody.
So that's going to back them up. And Williams is going to kick from the 30. That's good news for North Florida. Get a little bit better field position.
So,
but they're still going to have to find an answer for that Phoenix defense.
Yeah, the big part for them now is what do they have in a spread look from this offense? Because when you're playing, from the bone and the broken bone and all that stuff, you need to play like a kickoff return to help you out.
Sky kick taken at about the 30.
Nice coverage.
It's going to be run out what looks to be about the 40, 42, I believe.
And you would believe correctly, Coach. So it'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Pumas at the 42-yard line.
Great starting field position, probably their best of the evening.
Well, here's the thing. Do you come out and just start?
I say it's their best.
It is.
Yeah, it is. Because the turnovers were deep in their own territory.
They were. Best starting field position before this was the 41.
Well, look at that.
There you go. So if you look at this, now, there we go. We got 3 wides right now. This looks a little bit different look.
Rocky Phillips under center. Looks like they're still trying to run, though. Backfield behind her. She takes a snap, drops, slings it out.
Oh.
And that one should have been picked.
Yep. And that was a 8-man pressure.
Lots of heat. Looked like they were trying to take both backs like a old 90s style.
Mm-hmm. And
you send it back to each edge to try to help out.
And the thing about it is that they're sitting in zero coverage now. They've just decided that, we're going to play this thing. We're not going to let you run the football. If you're going to throw the ball and beat us, you're going to have to do it because we feel like we can get pressure.
Well, the best pass defense in the world is a pass rush.
And they've been, a step away all night.
And they sprint to the line of scrimmage because they're about to take a delay if they're not careful. Slot out to the left side, backfield. Rocky Phillips under center. There's a snap.
Almost didn't get the
almost
snap.
Didn't get the handoff. She was falling down as she handed that ball off, coming back to the left. That ball carried by number 4, Samantha Kinsler.
Looks like Samantha Kinsler could probably, do some damage if she could get started, but as of yet, she hasn't been able to get started.
She's a good-looking back, but, if you keep big backs running sideways, that'll make a difference.
So it looks like we got a timeout right here.
All right. Well, let's look at some of last week. We talked about, we saw the Texas Elite a minute ago, getting ready to square up with Nebraska. Last week, they destroyed the Houston Heat 42-0. We saw some of that game.
Got a ground level view of it.
We had a ground level view of the game. And I can remember I complained about the view a little bit, only to be told by my producer that that's the coach's view. I should be used to that. The Utah Falcons won in grand fashion, 43-0 over the Las Vegas Silver Spurs. Or is that Spurs? Silver Stars. Okay.
Yes.
Sorry. I apologize. And then Nebraska Nighthawks won 33-13 over the Denver Bandits. And again, folks, we are stoked about coming out to Denver for the championship game. It's all we've been talking about. If anybody knows of a good hotel, if you could just let us know, that'd be awesome. Or where the team hotels will be. That'd even be better. Rocky Phillips, quick snap, takes a drop.
Slant.
Looking for that slant, trying to target number 24 again. We saw that was a good combination early in the game. That play went for a touchdown. Although I do think if our corners would press a little bit, that's a pick.
And if they press a little bit, the ball may never be thrown because literally they're not blocking the edge rusher.
I realize how fast number 24 probably is, and we might not match up speed-wise. However, if we just get a hand on her, then it's too late.
Yeah, because it's going to be – somebody's going to be sitting in the quarterback's lap.
Right.
So, I mean, you're looking right here. It's 4th and 7, Coach. It is 4th and 7, and they're going for it right here in the first half.
Well, they feel like they got to.
Well, they do. There's no feel like it. This is a – for real, they've got to go for it.
Phillips under center. She drops.
Throws the post.
Throws the ball across the middle.
And there's going to be
It's
a penalty.
complete, but there's going to be a hold based upon where that flag was thrown.
It's either going to be a hold or a chop block, one of the two.
If it's a hold, that should bring out the punt team.
And we are waiting. And there's the chop block.
Oh, yes.
And that's going to be 15 right there.
Double chop to the hip bones. Yeah, for those of you at home, looks like she's actually signaling a high-low. She was showing one here and one down low. That happens sometimes by accident.
Yeah, especially when you're blocking with a back, and the back and the lineman are working together, and or somebody picks up a linebacker and the back's going to block the linebacker. It happens all the time in the NFL, and most of the time it doesn't get called because you got a guy punching a guy in the chest and a back going into somebody's knee, and that's a dangerous play, but it often gets overlooked, kind of like the way they often overlook holding in the NFL, like every snap.
Yeah.
Big play right here. The Phoenix have been close on a couple of punts. Ball is on the ground again.
And that's going to be recovered. That's going to be first down Pumas.
The one thing the Pumas have done really well this half is they've turned over the Phoenix. That's 3 turnovers in the first half for the Phoenix, or this could be, 42-7 right now.
Is the turnover ratio 3-1?
3-1, Coach.
Well, right now the Pumas are winning the turnover battle. But as we discussed before, the Phoenix are dominating this game. This game should be 42-7 right now.
42-7, and they've when you're up 28-7, it kind of lessens that blow. But if you were up 42-7, you'd feel a whole lot better about
this game's over. If you're up 42-7, the other team's talking about where they're going to eat after the game.
You're talking about where you're going to eat after the end of the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's 42-7 games are hard to watch as a player or a coach.
Yep, because everything looks bad, and everything looks bad. Because if you got 42-7 and you score, it looks bad, like you're running it up. If there's a late hit, it looks like you're, playing dirty.
Rocky Phillips drops
hit as
under
she throws.
Pressure. Ball was going to be picked. Good job of playing defense there by the receiver for the Pumas.
Yep. Is that Carla Odom right there, Coach? 44?
It is indeed, sir. And if you look for the football, she'll be around it somewhere.
So, right now the Pumas have been completely taken out of what they want to do on offense. And if you get a chance to see teams that don't like to throw the ball, that can be some of the ugliest stuff you've ever seen in your life.
Oh, indeed. Indeed, sir.
So, 2nd down and 10 at the 49.
Still that same eye look. I'm guessing there's a quick drop pass. Rocky Phillips under center. And there it is. A little 90s pass. That ball's up for grabs. It got tipped.
It's
the old tip drill.
Tipped by Carla Odom again.
Pass intended for Ashanti Broxy. While we got a second, let me tell you about the sponsors for the Atlanta Phoenix. Dream Medical, Revolution Chiropractic, and Peach State Health Plan. So it's called pass interference?
Called illegal contact.
First down. So another gift for the Pumas.
All right, so it's going to be 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line. I guess they say somebody got there early, Coach, or had their hands on them past the 5-yard line.
I guess. I'm guessing 90's pass right here.
They keep throwing the ball over the middle. They're going to throw it to 44 pretty soon. She's been close the last couple of times.
There it is. Phillips drops, and she gets a mouthful of defensive end right there.
I mean, you don't ever are they going to call roughing the passer?
Are you serious?
They are. They're going to say personal foul, helmet.
Oh,
call
that is weak sauce, buddy. See, I'm so sick of this stuff. You got on equipment just like everybody else does. Now, do I think you should pick the quarterback up and drive them into the ground? Do I think you should, try to do quarterbacks more harm than you would do anyone else? Absolutely not. But this idea that you've got a 4-inch square area in which you can hit a quarterback now, you can't even pick them up and set them down anymore.
No.
It's getting ridiculous, and I understand why. It's because of all the money. But anyways, looks like we've got a new quarterback coming in, Santina Bryant, for the Pumas, who are going to have yet another gift, another first down.
Mm-hmm. And, we talked about it. That was that protection scheme right there. And the quarterback had to hold it a little bit longer than she wanted to. And, if that ball stays up in the air 2/10 of a second longer, it's picked.
Pretty sure that was J-Rock on the sack. She's a force to be reckoned with.
There's a ball. The ball is on the ground.
And there it is.
That's an inadvertent whistle.
I tell you what, if she had picked that up.
Well, they blew the whistle.
There was nobody there.
The bad part about it is that they blew the whistle. Where are they going to spot it at?
You got to spot it up. Well, you got to replay the down. You got to put it back in the right place and replay the down because that's an inadvertent whistle. If I'm the Pumas, that's what I'm claiming. You got to.
That's what I would be saying too.
You got to replay it down. No, the ball was loose. The ball was loose, and you'd already blown the whistle.
Well, guess what they're not doing?
Yeah, shocker.
They're not replaying the down.
I argued for about half an hour one time.
Well, I argued today, and my brother was egging it on.
There's Rocky Phillips back under center, letting it fly out to her right side. It looked like she lost the ball right there.
And they set that up, and I know it's 28-7 and all, Coach, but they've thrown so many slants or quick posts, and they threw slant, quick post, slant, quick post, slant, quick post. They just ran a post corner, and the only person on the field that knew where the receiver was going was the quarterback because everybody on the Phoenix was running to the middle of the field. What a great call right there. Just, don't know if she lost the ball.
That pass intended for Broxley looks like she just lost it in the lights or something. Because it looked like she looked up and then couldn't find it.
I know one thing. I had a receiver tell me he lost one in the lights one night when he was 10 yards behind everybody and the ball hit him in the face mask, and I was a little upset.
Yeah, that's always a tough one.
There's back to the run.
Hey, there we go. That's nice first down play right there. Second down play. Is that third down?
That was third down. They've thrown two passes.
Lord. Okay. I got to read. That'll help. Reading is fundamental. That used to be a thing. Riff. Remember the commercials?
Mm-hmm.
Reading is fundamental. Looks like it's going to be a timeout.
It is.
The Pumas are going to talk about, hey, we just received a gift, 3 of them as a matter of fact, and we're fixing to blow it.
All right, so they had the roughing the passer penalty, right?
Had the roughing the passer.
Ball went to the 31-yard line.
But before that, you had the illegal contact.
Illegal contact gave him a first down. But then after the ball went to the 31, the first play was the first play of the corner route? Yeah, so this should be third down.
Okay. Well, and they got the ball to start with on a Phoenix miscue.
Yeah, fumbled the punt for the second time. It's the first time they lost it.
Yeah, catching punts is a scary business.
So,
I've never caught a punt myself, but watching people catch punts terrifies me.
So it's 3rd down and 7 now at the 29-yard line. Be real interesting to see if they go back and throw that corner out again.
Phillips under center.
Here comes the
There's
pressure.
Snap. She drops. Instant pressure.
Ball is out.
Ball's out. That's going to be a fumble. And that should be Phoenix ball.
No,
she's saying her arm was moving forward.
And I think she's right on this one. I think that is the correct call right here.
But she got blasted. So that's going to bring up 4th down. I'd be interested to see if the Pumas do anything other than try to throw it right here.
I'd definitely try to throw it. So, I mean, I'd throw the corner out again.
Yeah, I mean, it's either that or try to coffin kick it, but you're really not doing a great job. Although I will say the Pumas recently have been doing a good job of bending but not breaking. And, it's just they've kind of been relying on the Phoenix to shoot themselves in the foot.
Well, yeah, I mean, the last time the Phoenix had the ball, they scored. Remember, they were lined up in the new formation with the weak and strong guy out of the gun, and then they were getting the football right back, and they fumbled the punt.
Phillips under center.
Naked bootleg, no.
Fakes it right there. It does not fool number 24. That's going to be Tanya Spicer.
And that's the second time she's made a play on that. No, she made the play on the reverse.
She sure did.
And that's going to bring up 1st down right here for the Phoenix.
It's a good idea, though. They had suckered the end before.
Well, you had to, you got to try to do something, that you're maybe a little bit more proficient at than throwing the football down the field right there. So it didn't really, they had a chance earlier in the game with that play, and the corner snuffed it out pretty good. But if you're expecting on 4th down and 7, you're not expecting quarterback bootleg.
No.
And, it may be a gutsy call.
Unless you're playing Butch Walker. If you're playing Butch Walker, you can count on the naked. You can count on that.
So now it's 1st and 10 for the Phoenix right here, ahead 28-7. Ball on their own 36-yard line.
Langley under center. She's just going to kneel it down.
Yep.
As a wave rolls past her. It's going to take us to halftime.
It is.
With your Atlanta Phoenix 28, North Florida Pumas 7.
Gentlemen, y'all have done a great job today. Appreciate that.
I agree.
We've got a couple of the games going on, and I'll throw that up there while we go at halftime real quick so we can kind of see what's going on throughout the Women's National Football Conference. Glad to have everybody with us here tonight. Been a little bit interesting. We are at halftime here, trying to see what else is going on here across the globe a little bit. Let's see if we can look here real quick. We haven't been able to get updates. If you have a chance, these are the games that are going on right now. We haven't heard anything from the Denver Bandits and the Utah Falcons. The Las Vegas Silver Stars and the Seattle Majestics will be starting here around 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And the Bobcats and Rebellions should be up and running. I'm trying to find them if I can right now. I know that the Elite and the Nighthawks are playing, but unfortunately they're running off of Facebook. And for those people that know internet, it's buffering. So it's not something we necessarily want to go to at this point.
The lag is real.
Oh, the lag is definitely real. Even to the point that if we'll go to it so you can kind of see it, but there's a lot of buffering that's coming across from it. So I'm not necessarily trying to believe in that piece. It's 7-0 Spartans right now is what the score is over the Nighthawks, which is good. Gentlemen, give me an idea of what you think so far in this game. And while you do that, I'm going to squeeze up this little image, and I'm going to bring in some last week's highlights and let y'all talk a little bit about this particular first half. The only thing I've continued to hear you all say is that the score is definitely not depicting the outcome of the game. Am I correct in understanding that?
Well, it does not tell a good story, an accurate story of what's going on. This has been a dominating performance by the Atlanta Phoenix. The only time the Pumas have had any success was on the slant and when the Phoenix get in their own way.
All right, so question I have to ask here is one of the concerns that I have concerning this is that next week they're playing the North Florida Pumas again, and they're playing them at home. Everybody's playing each other across the they play each other twice, sometimes back to back in that situation. Should this play into it? What is the overall thought? Why do you think, other than the only thing I can continue to hear is how much they're dominating right now across the realms? And like I said, we're going to show the highlights as the season goes on and let you kind of talk a little bit about both games as they go on. What we see up top is the Surge and the Rebellion's Week 1 outcome.
And that's Martin. Just nobody even wants to tackle her.
No. And I'm going to let y'all go through. We got a couple of games. I pulled out all the highlights as much as I could throughout the season. Let y'all talk a little bit about that during that. I'm going to see if I can find the L.A. Bobcat game, and I'll be right back with you.
That was the San Diego Rebellion right there. The quarterback is ginormous. But here you go right here. This is another piece from the Surge, and I'm pretty sure that's Gutierrez taking off right there, number 21. And she just had a huge day.
I mean, and we commented on the broadcast the speed that the Surge had. I mean, when they got to the edge, when they broke the second level, the linebacker level, the play went to the house.
And it wasn't just one person. It was 2 or 3 different people that were really just scooting down.
Yeah, and it was one of those things where, they did it in just about every possible way. They motioned to empty, faked it, ran a little quarterback counter. I mean, everything they did, seemed to just come out to be a, perfect call at the time. They had a little stretch there in the end of the first half where the Rebellion got, their feet underneath them, and then after that it was just an explosion of offense.
Right now you see the Hippies and the Pumas, and you see the North Florida Pumas just dominating, just really just taking it to them. The Hippies drop right there, and there it goes. See ya.
And that's interesting, when we're looking at it, it's the same. We're getting to see the same front tonight. That little stacked inside,
right?
Double eagle down, weird looking. Everybody's in the A gap look.
And here's the question for you right here: if this game doesn't change between North Florida and Atlanta, how well does North Florida travel next week?
Or, and it's that double-edged sword. We've had this a couple of times where we've played a team one week and had to turn around and play them again the next week in a playoff situation. If you blast them in 1 week, when your kids come to practice or when these ladies come to practice on Monday, they're thinking we just ran over this team. What kind of focus are you going to get that week in practice?
It is awfully hard to prepare like that.
We were very lucky when that happened to us. Our guys were a little bit irritated when they got to the field on Friday night, so they took care of business rapidly. But it's one of those things where it can work both ways. It can also show you if I'm right now, if I'm the Pumas, I burn the first half film.
Right.
I mean, I burn it because everything you've tried is just
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of positive you can pull from that. And that's what you have to do sometimes is just kind of, look, we're not going to look at this. We're just going to start over.
Check that out, Coach. That was straight jet out of the wing right there.
I don't like that. Who is this?
I don't know. They're running.
That's a black uniform. Is that Nebraska? Is that the Nighthawks, Bo?
Yes. I'm sorry. It's the Utah Falcons in white and the L.A. Vegas Silver Stars in black. And Utah won 43-0.
If Utah's,
well, it looked like the Silver Stars just scored, though.
No, they didn't. It was an interception. Sorry.
I mean, they're running the double wing, Coach, and they're running it. I mean, they just threw 4 verticals out of it.
Well, we were talking last week about if you could run wing concepts at this level of football with these ladies being this talented.
Yes.
What could you put together?
That was nice right there. A little little orbit motion back over their top.
I remember this game. This is the Bobcats and the Majestics.
Yes, and that was the touchdown right there.
Yeah, because this was like they kept giving the ball back to each other.
There was like 7 or 8 turnovers in the first half.
Yeah, it was crazy.
The Majestics scored and didn't get the extra point, and then the Bobcats ended up stealing it late.
Yeah, the Bobcats stole it late, and it was
It was an upset. It was
number 8 versus number 5. It was
only upset of week 1.
Everything else kind of went to plan.
Yep. Or as they would say, it was chalk.
Yeah.
And there's the Bobcats. Wow. Caught them on the little speed out, stepped inside.
And that's their score.
And house right there.
Tell you what, I could not be an Ultimate Fighter having somebody hit me all the time. That's got to be tough. I'm catching these guys. There's several TVs going in here, and I'm catching these guys over here beating the stew out of each other. Who is this fighting? Griffin and Imadev. Imadev.
I don't know. Beat up is what it is.
Yeah. And then, okay, we're still on the Majestics Bobcats game.
Yes, that was the extra point to win it.
Hey, New Orleans, can somebody tell us why hippies? I'm just curious. You know, when I think hippies, New Orleans is not what comes to my mind. And so I was just looking for, I'm sure there's some sort of a reason or, you know, a story behind that one. So we'd love to hear that. Who else has a name? The Silver Stars, Las Vegas. Okay.
That's pretty cool.
I do like the Nighthawks. That's a cool name.
Yes.
You know, obviously the Phoenix going with, you know, and speaking of the Phoenix, there's the Phoenix and the Fire right there.
And this is the first touchdown of the game right here.
And getting ready to open the floodgates, and that's what happened.
And it really did happen because it started pouring right after this happened.
Yeah, and the butt whooping ensued after that. You know, and of course the Phoenix. You know, we all know that. If you're from Atlanta, you know why the Phoenix is the Phoenix. That's the symbol for Atlanta, the city that rose from the ashes. The Pumas, that makes perfect sense.
Mm-hmm.
Alabama Fire, maybe like Steel, like Bessemer.
Yeah, Birmingham.
Yeah, Steeltown. That makes sense. Oh, all my teams left. The Denver Bandits, you know, people robbing stagecoaches and whatnot, I guess.
Yeah, I'm all in favor of that.
Yeah. The Nighthawks is just a cool name.
And, you know, Texas is handing it to Nebraska right now.
Good gravy. And that is, okay, it's number 2 versus number 9, and this is not a mistake, huh?
Well, I mean, you know, like we said, it's early in the year, but, you know, the rankings are that way for a reason. And we saw a little bit of Utah right there, you know, on that clip, and they look to be very well coached. I mean, what I just saw on that is things that
athletic with a really sound scheme.
Yeah, and if you're going to be that, then, you know, scheme and athletes, if you're sound in both, you got a chance to be really good. So, I mean, this Texas team obviously is really good.
I would love to see Atlanta play the Surge. I would love to see Atlanta play Utah.
Well, I like watching the Surge play. That looked like a lot of stuff we like to run on offense.
I'm looking forward to whoever comes out of that Pacific side.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting look.
I'm guessing that's going to be either the Surge or Utah would be my guess.
Yeah, because Texas is in the side. Are they in the Atlantic with the Phoenix and the Fire?
I think so. Is there any way we can get a graphic of the divisions up there? Yeah. But I'd love to see that because that would make that trip to Denver just that much more fun, you know, if it's an Atlanta game.
Oh, yeah, that would be great.
And, again, you'll notice us. We'll be the guys over there in all the orange Adidas stuff. That's we'll Score Sports. That's how you'll find us. We're looking forward to Adidas, you know, supplying our outfits. It's going to be awesome.
Oh, Coach Collins, man, you got this thing down pat.
Well, you know, I'm just, you know, happy to advertise for these wonderful companies that have taken the time to be sponsors, you know.
There it is.
Good Lord, that didn't have a chance.
No, that was blown up from the jump.
Okay, here's the Atlantic Conference right there. You got the Alabama Fire, the Atlanta Phoenix, the Houston Heat, Nebraska Nighthawks, New Orleans Hippies, North Florida Pumas, and the Texas Elite Spartans. If Atlanta beats the Texas Elite, they go.
Win, 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 and win. They won, they won, they won, and they won.
So, in this division, you had the North Florida Pumas at 1-0. You had the Texas Elite Spartans at 1-0. You had the Nebraska Nighthawks at 1-0 and the Atlanta Phoenix at 1-0. So, right now you're looking at, the Phoenix are, of course, playing the Pumas. All right, so, you're going to get a good chance to see how most of these divisions shake out rather early with, as we discussed, playing back-to-back games and things like that. But it was all done, as we discussed last week, I guess, in regards to thinking about travel.
And then over here you have the Bandits, the Silver Stars, the Bobcats, the Rebellion, the Surge, Majestics, Falcons, and Prowlers. I have not seen anything about the Phoenix Prowlers.
Now, their first game is going to be next week. They're going to be playing the LA Bandits. They have been off. They're a introductory team, meaning that they're kind of brand new in that situation. Once again, we're at halftime of the Atlanta Phoenix game. We're getting ready to start the second half of the Phoenix and the Pumas. Right now, we're trying to see if anybody else is able to broadcast. Everybody's having technical issues across the board, so that's okay. We're working with that the best way we can. Overall wise, and you can always see certain things scrolling at the bottom here where you see the rankings between 1 through 14. There are 15 teams in the league. Phoenix does not count as number 15, mainly for the fact that they are so brand new. Overall wise, Utah Falcons, they have a lineage of championships. I don't know when the last time one could say that they've actually lost a game. That I was asking several people. I am going to put up a line that for those people that are watching the second half, if people want to call in and talk to us about their teams, I have no problem being able to do that, mainly for the fact of that we're not able to get too many games going on right now across the board. So feel free when we throw the number up there. If you'd like to text us, say, hey, we'd like to talk, and I'll tell you to go ahead and call, and we'll go from there and be able to answer some questions if you have it, or be able to tell us a little bit about your teams that are going on right now. We are apologetic of saying that we're not able to get too much from the overall perspective of the games itself tonight. There are several games going on right now, and to say that I wish, I wish we were able to throw a couple of these games up right now. Not able to do that, mainly for the fact that we're not able to see what is actually happening in that. So if anybody has any information, feel free to send us out on Facebook and say, hey, this is what's going on with those are last week's games. Sorry about that. It's technology in its finest.
That non-hope player just got stood up and blasted.
Yes, he did. Yes, they did. But where you can see certain things going on in this particular game right now, we definitely, if you have any insight of that, give us a heads up. Definitely want to know if you know any information about what's going on with the Hippies and the Fire. I'm very curious based on the rankings of the Fire and where they're at. They're doing a little bit better job over in L.A., or the Texans. Elite Spartans, I feel like that they're handling that the best way they can. We're getting ready for the Vegas and Seattle game. Wonder if that's going to be something that we can bring to you. Not necessarily sure at this point. I am going to clear the screen real quick so we can see the play. And to do that, it's a little jumpy, and it's because there's a lag within the internet of sending out to everybody. So they're learning as they go. Once again, the white team is the Nighthawks. The black team is the Texas Elite Spartans. Congratulations both to that. So we do look like we are going to get an Elite Spartans game. I just saw that they went live, so that's pretty exciting. I mean, the Seattle Majestic team, we are going to get that. So that's great. They are looking to rebound from a 7-6 loss against the LA Bobcats on that end. So overall-wise, we're getting ready for the kickoff. Let's go get back to the kickoff of the game here between the Pumas and the Phoenix.
Well, the Phoenix are going to get the second half kickoff, Coach. And then we'll get to see right now if the Pumas have made any type of adjustment
Gentlemen, y'all
At
do a great
halftime.
job, by the way. Just a great job. It wasn't the Arby's or anything like that, but y'all doing a great job.
You do a great job, buddy.
Well, I mean, we're holding in with the best we can here from a 28-7 background. Something that's just
That ball fielded about 32.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
oh.
Man, she's got a chance.
Yeah.
She's got help. And there she goes.
Any chance we're going to see some flags, ladies and gentlemen? Any chance? Any chance?
Right
here. Are they going to throw the flag?
Well, it was straight on. She hit her right in the face. It wasn't
she did hit her in the face.
right.
Goodness
it wasn't
gracious.
a blindside block. That was a perfectly legal block.
That was number 34 on the touchdown, was it not, gentlemen?
Oh, she should have thrown. That made my heart hurt right there. That was a lot of energy coming at her.
Did they call it? Oh, they did throw it.
Yes.
They threw it. Didn't even need the block.
No, didn't need the block. We saw it coming, too, when we were trying to figure out if she was going to do
Great return right there.
Well, the Texas Elite are up 27-0 over the Nebraska Nighthawks at this point.
So they got another flag down here. Must be two flags.
Block in the back. That makes me feel better if it was a block in the back early on.
That last penalty, I don't, if we're going by the rules we played by, that was she got in front and hit her straight.
Slobber knockers.
I mean, it was straight on. Now, if you want to say she didn't need to block her,
then
didn't. You were right. But
if you want to call unnecessary roughness, okay.
But that wasn't a
but
illegal blindside ball.
Yeah. I did it with Keanu Reeves, Well, it's no, it wasn't.
Unnecessary roughness was Scott Bakula.
What was
and that was necessary roughness.
That was replacements.
Replacements. Thank you. Look at y'all throwing movies at me, man.
Man, we love football movies.
I tell you, man, I'm gonna have to go back and cry and suck my thumb. All right, I'll hand it back to you, gentlemen. I'll go see if we can find some games here.
All right, so it appears that we're going to start not in the end zone.
Good Lord.
But at our own 43-yard line. So not bad field position, but
57-yard penalty.
Yeah. I mean, we have those all the time, though, Coach. We're used to this.
Yeah. Well, we know it's coming back, man. We know.
And this is a great run, though. We got guys sending highlight tapes to colleges all over America on 90-yard punt returns where there's 90 yards of returned and 90 penalty flags on the field for, 15 illegal crackback blocks.
And referees show up to our games with a Home Depot bucket full of flags. Just run down the sideline throwing them out.
Yeah. So here we go. We got
we're taking a timeout
right here. Yeah, everybody was celebrating. So we're going to start the second half off in, typical Atlanta Falcons fashion where you haven't run a play yet and you must call a timeout.
Well, that gives us a chance to talk about our sponsors for the evening. Obviously, for the Women's National Football Conference, our sponsors are Adidas and Rydell. And then for the Phoenix, sponsors are Dream Medical, Revolution Chiropractic, and Pete State Health Plan. We appreciate all of you for your donations, your time, and your help.
Dream Medical.
Dream Medical.
I'm telling you, man, they at least make you feel that the name makes you feel good before you
go in.
It
almost sounds like it be some place that you went to get treated for sleep apnea.
Yeah. Or for
which, if you've ever had sleep apnea, when you go to that sleep test, that is like the greatest night's sleep in the history of the world.
My father has to use one of those CPAP machines.
Yes.
The first time I saw it, I was like, "What's up, Darth?"
No doubt. Yeah, my wife told me I look like a big goob because I had I stress a lot, and so sometimes I'll grind my teeth, and so I have to wear a night guard. And between the night guard and my CPAP, yes, I look like I ought to be going, yes, seriously.
There it is. All right, so we got a new interesting formation right here.
Motion coming from left to right. That's Wheeler. Sits up on the wing.
Jet.
Here comes Jet. There's the give right there. She turns it inside. She saw it. Oh, I really thought she had something right there because she saw it.
Mm-hmm.
Shay Jones turned inside just in time. She did the right thing. But there was one defender that was able to get her.
And that's going to bring up 2nd and 7 at the 46-yard line right here for the Phoenix. Looking to go down and make this a 4-score game. I mean, we've talked all about it, about the domination of the first half, but, you're coaching this from the second game of the season perspective. You want to come out in the second half and have a great start to the second half.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
Just like you did the first week, don't let the score dictate your effort and your intensity right here.
Langley in the gun. There's a snap. Give to Fuller, or Brittany Smith, I'm sorry.
Wow.
There she goes around right through the middle, and she's just making her way.
That'll bring up 1st down and 10 at the 42.
Any way she knows how.
No, not the 42.
Good song.
But that was a little bit more than the law would allow.
All right, Bo.
No, Bo's over there.
All right, Mr. Duke.
Here we go.
They are at the 47.
And they are coming back in grand fashion.
Here's the deal. Here we go. We got that funky set again where we kind of a wildcat look. And somebody wants them to snap the ball like now.
There's the snap. And she had a chance. She didn't get a lot of help over there blocking on the right side. I think they kind of saw that things were stacked that way and then went ahead and brought pressure to that side.
They did, and I think that was an RPO. I think she had the option to throw the ball, and I don't think the receiver looked. And I think she originally wanted to take a couple of steps up and throw that slant like she did the first time. That's an interesting concept right there. If you can get that to work, a little quarterback run, RPO, all tied into one. That's tough on the defense.
Yep.
Because you're getting a downhill run right now.
Well, RPOs are changing the game. There's no question about that.
Yep. And I'm an offensive coach, so if you're going to let my lineman run down the field while I'm throwing a pass, I'm all in favor of that play. 2nd down and 13 from the 50.
There's a snap. Trying to get it out.
Curl route.
Got it out to Shay Jones. She was waiting on the ball, though. That's a dangerous thing to be doing. It's so hard to get receivers to stop standing there and come back and attack the football, because your natural inclination is, oh, no, here it comes. And so you freeze.
3rd down and 5 now, Coach, from the 41-yard line.
Looks like Langley's back in at quarterback. Just in time for a quarterback sneak.
Well, you got 5 yards right here.
Because it is 3rd and 5.
You got 5 yards.
Well, it won't be a quarterback sneak. She's in the gun. Maybe a zone to the right side.
I think they're going to throw it. I think they're going to throw the quick screen out there. They got 2-on-1 over there.
There's a snap. Quick give off the right side. And there goes Brittany Smith.
That was a great job of making the linebacker miss in the hole.
She is killing it. Brought down by number 15, Lisa Hartzog.
And they're going to, literally, Coach, if they do this for the rest of the game, they're going to run for over 300 yards.
Oh, yeah. I'm starting to watch some of the defenders limp around.
Yep.
This makes you kind of reassess things.
That was a 17-yard run right there on 3rd and 5. You just don't get 17-yard runs on 3rd and 5.
No, you shouldn't.
I still think if they throw the quick screen up there, it's a touchdown.
There's a snap. Langley takes the ball.
Oh,
tries to get it out to her left. Pass intended for Mosley is going to fall incomplete.
Like she had her coming to the deep out right there. Just fell a little short on the pass.
Looks like we got a player down.
A Phoenix player down. So
all right. So the Silver Stars and the Majestics is what we're watching right here. Again, beautiful stadium.
Wow.
Is that okay? Does that say Kent?
That's what I would think, but
that doesn't make any sense, though.
Do not know, Coach. I know there's
it says KR down in the corner.
But this is a pretty cool intro. And they are introducing, looks like the starting lineups for one of the, we don't know where we just came in, so we don't know if it's an offense or defense, but that's a pretty cool intro right there.
Yeah. It's either offense or defense. I guarantee that.
You sure they're not introducing the kickoff team?
I don't think so. Oh, they are the first group to go out.
They are.
Oftentimes.
So, be interested to see if we can figure out all of the. I mean, just look at that setup in the stadium. See the big hill right back over there?
That's nice. It's down in the bowl.
Yes, it is beautiful.
Looks like we're back to the Phoenix.
Oh, we got a little split screen action right here. So we're going to have the Phoenix. They're in the top left and the bottom right. Getting a double
dose.
Double dose of the Phoenix right here.
Kind of like two pina coladas. Got one for each hand here. And we're back to the Nighthawks and the Texas Elite.
Is it raining in that game though? I keep seeing things fall.
And now we're back to the Phoenix.
There's the quick screen I've
there
been calling
it
for.
is. You've been begging for it.
And it's all the way down to the 5.
And they throw it out to Shay Jones. She dropped one earlier, but she makes the most of that one.
Down to the 10.
Good job of Langley just getting the ball out and getting it there. Good protection. There was no pressure.
Where did they mark her at? Marked her at the 12.
Yep.
So it's first down and 10 at the 12.
Langley in the gun.
And they could throw it again if they wanted to.
And that's what she's going to do. She throws it out of the left-hand side.
Oh,
I thought Mosley was going to bring that one down with one hand. She was going to give us an Odell Beckham catch.
Yep. If that would have happened, there would have been a massive amount of screaming in here because I would have lost my mind.
The middle of that field, by the way, did indeed say Kent.
It did.
I agree. You're number 1.
So it's second down and 10 right here at the 12. For all of y'all listening at home that are baseball fans, the Braves right now are beating the Mets 8-4 in a pitching optional game in the 3rd inning.
Langley in the gun. Slot off to her left. There's a snap. Quick give up the gut. I believe that's Smith carrying the ball, and she just barely.
Down at the 1.
I mean, it was close.
That's going to be first and goal at the 1-yard line.
So,
I mean,
barring a fumbled snap, the Phoenix are going to get in right here.
Why would you ever say that? Why? It's just like today we were up 3 runs, and where it's a 2-2 count, and the guy, George, looked at me and said, "We'll be all right if he doesn't walk this guy." The guy on deck's the guy that hits the home runs. I was like, George, why would you say that?
You spoke it into being.
And it is going to be quarterback sneak.
There's a snap, and
There's
there
a
goes
touchdown.
Langley, and she's in. On her feet, touchdown. And just like that, it's 34-7.
I mean, again, we've talked about it. Opening drive of the second half. The domination continues.
But, you know, this is a good game. It's a good score. It's a lopsided win for the Phoenix. But it should be 55-7.
Yes, it should. There's no doubt. It may even be more than that if we hadn't fumbled the punt, because we've had 2. You know, we didn't have a red zone turnover by definition, but, you know, the penalty took us out of the red zone. We have an interception in the red zone that a penalty took us out of the red zone. So, literally, there are 3 opportunities to increase the score.
Williamson on the kick. Good snap, good hold. It's up and through. And that's going to take us to 35-7 here in the 3rd quarter. Right here, we're at Kent. See, the only Kent that ever comes to my mind is Kent State.
Yep.
That's the only one that comes to mind. That makes no sense for them to be at Kent State.
No, it doesn't.
The Nighthawks and the Texas Elite Spartans. Looks like the Nighthawks are trying to get in.
Somebody cheated.
Yes.
And everybody saw it.
No doubt.
Because the yellow rain is falling. And, I mean, I've never seen that many flags thrown simultaneously ever.
It could be much worse. It could be purple rain.
Well, you know.
It's a terrible movie. Terrible movie.
Great song.
Oh, yeah.
Wonderful album.
Yes, very good album. I would agree with that.
Movie, well, you know.
Yeah, things kind of went south with Raspberry Beret.
Okay.
And there's Williamson's kick.
Hammered.
It's a deep, and we're gonna get
It's
a
gonna
great
stop.
roll.
It is going to
And it
stop.
does. It stops at the 1 yard line. That is beautiful.
Hello. Inside the 20 at the 18.
Great job right there by Williamson. I mean, you couldn't have planned it any better to have the ball stop at the 1 yard line.
I mean, you couldn't practice that. You know what I'm saying? There's just not a way in the world that you could really practice that. That's the best thing. That's the best thing you could get on a kickoff right there.
All right, gentlemen, we're third quarter, 35-7 here. Most all games have started up. That's a nice view. They got a drone going over here. I'll show that to you a little bit here. That's pretty good. So they got a drone going over here in Seattle. That they're throwing the logistics out there. I like that, man. That's good. It's good that Seattle did that. I'm excited. I want to kind of throw that our way as well. We could actually do that with our equipment, so that's pretty exciting. So we saw the kickoff here with Seattle.
Short kick, scooped up.
Versus the Vegas Silver Stars. We'll go back to the Atlanta game. All right, they got to play each other next week.
Yes.
Okay, what do you got to do? What do you have to do to come out victorious if you're the Pumas? Let's talk a little bit about that. I mean,
if you're the Pumas, you don't watch film.
The first thing that you do is burn this offense.
But what happened? Because you only got 5 days. You're playing these teams right. This is a turnaround. This is very different type of football.
Nothing's going to change in 5 days.
Okay, so what do you do? I understand your negativity. I appreciate that in the sense of burning the film. What do you do to become successful? Because the only thing I'm hearing from you all tonight is the score should have been 50-7.
Well, the first thing they've got to do is they've got to figure out a way to get the Phoenix out of the box. Look at this play right here. There are 8 people in the box.
They're not going nowhere.
And you can't block them.
No, not from a defense perspective.
I mean, you can't block them.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to call holding right there. Number 56 had a hold, and then the running back got rolled up. Are they showing this game from the?
No, I don't think they are. And then, hey, look, they're getting the captains going here with the Vegas. So that not with the Vegas, but the Texans Spartans. So that's good. Now they look like they're flipping back to that. They're running a sling studio as well.
All right.
So this is good on their end.
Who's in white?
Well, that was y'all's job to pay attention, and that's not my fault.
To pay attention to what?
So we'll go back to this game.
We didn't see him in the dressing room. We can't
you
figure
know
out
what?
who's
You've
who.
got rules, man. This is a gray and blue team, for goodness sakes, man. I'm doing the best I can with what I don't have, but I like their drone effect. That's good.
And we don't know whose home field that is. We don't.
I'll pay attention and give you an update here if one team scores. Okay, just calm down, man. Everything's good. It's 35-7. At least we're in the third quarter here, so we got some time to adjust.
But they're letting. By the formation, they're letting the Phoenix just load up.
Yep.
And here they come.
And
where are you going? That would be nowhere.
No.
That was a hold. They didn't call the hold last time. It was obviously a face mask that we missed.
I'm going to go with I'm going to make this
Oh,
claim.
my word.
She called hands to the face.
She did.
She did. I'm going to say Seattle is in the white and the
Okay.
Silver Stars are in the black.
Okay.
Because based on uniforms and colors. That's what I'm going to go with, okay?
I got you.
So we'll see based on how they're doing. I like that. We'll see how long the drone stays up.
Man, that's pretty cool right
it's
there.
Either that or it's our blimp, everybody's got to throw there. We got an injured player on the Pumas, so we're going to stay here with the Silver Stars.
A little hitch to the outside.
Don't ask for me to bring a drone out and do this, gentlemen, okay?
No, it didn't enter my mind at
I
all.
appreciate
I
that.
tell you what, we should bring a drone for the championship game and just go ahead and blow it out.
Yeah, at Denver?
In Denver.
Well, it's mile high. The oxygen is a little bit different there based on my knowledge. It's not a lot of knowledge. It's maybe a quarter of knowledge in many ways. I'm not a real smart man, so I know this.
But do you know what love is?
Yes. Jinx, y'all are beautiful. I mean, people could write small books about you, so that's good. I mean, maybe haikus. Small books, maybe haikus.
Well, everybody dies in the end. I'm just here to tell you.
Oh, that's a given right there.
They did have the poetry slam tonight at the school, so
that should be interesting.
We'll go back here to this Phoenix game.
Make sure you're hydrated too, Coach.
Oh yeah.
So we'll let y'all take it back to the Phoenix for a little bit, but we'll have some time to
Looks
talk
like
about
we got
the
another
Seattle.
player down.
Oh goodness. So goodness me. Well, let's go to the.
When you're losing 35-7, it's easy to be hurt.
Yes, everybody. This is the Nighthawk Spartans game. So I mean, if we're gonna go somewhere, might as well go to a game here. Let's pick it up and talk a little bit about the Spartans, the elite Spartans. Anybody excited about the Games of Thrones?
I've never seen an episode.
Okay, all right.
Well,
I spent the whole past year, half a year, getting caught up.
Well, I hadn't seen it before. My wife watched it, and I hadn't seen it before, so I started watching it. And I saw a preview for another show last night that made me laugh because the woman's like, well, where are you going? He's like, I got to work tonight. She's like, so you're going to make me watch Game of Thrones by myself like some kind of pervert? Because if you've never seen Game of Thrones, it's like plot, naked lady.
Yes, that's awesome.
We got to keep those 14-year-old boys engaged.
Yes, HBO needs to make some money. Here we go.
And there's J-Rock, and there's a tackle for a loss.
Will there be a flag on this play?
And what I asked Atlanta Phoenix, and I'm not slamming the North Florida Pumas, but always my concern is the team going to forfeit and not come?
Right. That's what I said earlier. How well do they travel next week?
In this league that has been created with the Women's National Football Conference, it is to your benefit to travel. It costs more money to forfeit than it does to travel and lose. So
might be something we need to look at.
That answers your question right there. I thought, okay, well that's something that they tried to solve very quickly, and to do that, I am going to because it looks like we got some games up and running here. They are at halftime at the Spartans Nighthawks game. I am going to try to bring both games up here between the Phoenix and the Spartans and the Seattle Majestics. So, gentlemen, I'll let y'all take it away, and I'll get that going for us.
Here's the Pumas trying to put together something.
The slant
Phillips is picked, and that's going to the house. Nobody's going to catch her. And there she goes. That pick is number 17. And that is Christina Cooper on the touchdown. And that's going to take our Atlanta Phoenix. Going to run our score up to 41-7 as the Phoenix continue complete and total domination of the North Florida Pumas.
Well, I would say this. Bo asked what you would change next week.
Everything.
I wouldn't throw the slant.
Everything. I would change uniforms. I would try to – we wouldn't ride the same bus again.
Drink different color Gatorade.
Right. I mean, I'd buy everybody new socks. Ask everybody to go to the store and get new cleats. I mean, we just want to start all over again.
Got a little toss sweep action up there.
See if maybe there's some kind of equipment trade-in plan where we can trade in helmets and shoulder pads.
Right. So now, Coach, I'm looking at the graphics, and it appears to be the Las Vegas graphic is black and red. So I'm thinking that Seattle is in the white.
I'm messing with you, man.
Okay.
Oh, you told me it was my job, so I just tried to figure out a way where I could do my job.
What is KWKM Kent in Las Vegas?
Don't know.
They're in Seattle, bro.
Oh, we're in Seattle.
They're in Seattle.
Seattle. Okay.
Oh, that's awesome.
They're in Seattle. They're just wearing the white shirt.
Wow, that was an interesting in the game right there. The silver, what is it? Silver Stars.
Right.
The Silver Stars just reversed out, and it looked like it was supposed to be toss sweep. I think the fullback thought it was supposed to be belly. She and the quarterback met in the backfield.
That's usually not good.
No, it was not good. It resulted in a loss, a TFL. So, we're looking right here.
We're from the ATL.
Yep.
Just thought it out there.
So it's 42-7. Or no, excuse me. Is it 42-7? Yeah, it's 42-7.
Yep.
In the Phoenix game. Nice play up top right there. Seattle coming out from the safety look, stopping that wide stretch run right there from the Silverhawks. And there's the kickoff in the Phoenix game. And it is also on the ground back inside the 5 again.
Oh, it's been a rough day for the Pumas, buddy. And she's going to be hit at about the 13, 14-yard line.
They're going to call a face mask.
They're going to call a face mask. There's a mercy flag.
There's been a few of them in this half. They're going to get the face mask. Personal foul face mask.
And down here it looks like you got media day going for the Texas Elite.
That looks like they're having a good time.
Looks like they got a DJ going. It's like Georgia Tech football practice.
I can tell you, I went to Georgia Tech's football practice the other day. I can assure you that there's definitely a DJ there, and the vibe is completely different. I mean, completely different.
That looks like a lot of people having a good time down there.
It sure does. Back up top to the Phoenix game. Pumas come out 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Broken bone look. 90s pass.
Yep.
No, it's going to be that
ISO.
ISO.
Oh, no, it's the ISO. And she doesn't fall over everybody. She might have something.
Yep. But she got one, so it's going to be 2nd down and 9. It's hard to run, though, when your center and guard are getting just butchered into the backfield.
Yeah, everybody's getting murked up front.
Nice curl route there from Seattle. That was really nice concept right there. Little curl with a flat. Hit the curl route. It's quality football. Steve Spurrier would be pleased.
Indeed. The old ball coach, the evil genius.
And one of my favorites.
I always did like Steve Spurrier.
I had many reasons to like Spurrier.
He had George's number, didn't he?
Yes.
And there's the give, just on the dive, right up the gut.
Going to be down to about the 35-yard line.
One of the better plays today for the Pumas.
I mean, literally, Coach, you can tell they want to run it, and they haven't been able to run it. Their biggest play was a slant.
You know, you watch it give them, you know, we were watching those highlights and watching them just give it to the hippies. And, you know, there's a difference between New Orleans and Atlanta up front.
Well, there's a difference between New Orleans. We have just been informed that the Alabama Fire are up 14-0 over the Hippies. Wow.
Yeah, that right there, the quarterback can barely get the handoff because the center's getting driven back into the quarterback.
And it ends up being a 3-yard gain, so it's going to bring up 4th and 2 right here at the 38. But, I mean, literally, that was just mashed. I mean, that's how fumbles happen. Seattle is running down the field at breakneck speed, a little inside zone read look right there. And they play with a little pace, Coach. And looks like we're going to get bone, and there's too many people on the field. Yeah. That's a penalty.
So they're not going to call it.
Maybe there's not too many people on the field. That's why they didn't call it.
Maybe it was just motion.
And just definitely no.
Everybody's waiting on that.
That was a loss of 3 back to the 35, and that will be a turnover on downs.
There were a couple times where it looked like the naked boot might turn into something. That was not one of those times.
The last 2 times they've run it, it definitely has not been what you would call a staple play. They're throwing the 2-man game, Coach. That was 8:39.
Yes, indeed.
So it's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line for the Phoenix, trying to go in and put it at 49-7 right here. And in Seattle, we've got the Nighthawks with the ball on the, getting close to being in the red zone. Very impressed with what I see out of Seattle's offensive setup.
Right, the Majestics.
Mm-hmm. Looks like they're very well organized passing attack up there.
And the Silver Stars are having a tough time stopping them.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of people running lots of different directions, getting a 3-level stretch out there.
Well, other than the intermediate and the short receiver being too close together, You know, and there's a flag right there.
Offsides.
Offsides on the Pumas.
Nice play by the Silver Stars right there. Stopping the inside zone.
Yeah, but if I'm the Pumas, boy, I am dreading next week. I got to drive to Atlanta to get beat like a drum.
Yep. Because unless you're changing a whole lot of stuff, it's funny that they, you know.
I mean, you got to go back to the drawing board on this one.
They got the quick screen up top again if they want it. There it is.
And there it is. If anybody blocks.
I mean, that's what it comes down to. All that had to be, y'all had to do is throw a block.
Shay Jones on the reception right there.
They bring up 2nd and 1 at the 26.
If she'd gotten a little help, she probably would have scored.
That's just setting it up now because there's only one person over there. You fake that right there.
And then run past them.
Yeah, it's a touchdown, Coach. I mean, there's nobody there. There's nobody left. There it is. Oh, she dropped it. Man.
That pass intended for Mosley. She's going to throw it on the ground, though.
Oh.
She had a touchdown, and she knows it, buddy.
3rd and 1 from the 26 for the Phoenix.
Well done.
Good play call.
Well done. Thought it was a little soon, but well done.
That was, I mean, look at the corner sitting up there. Doesn't know what's going on. I got to stay back here because going to run that little inside zone. Nice little jump cut in the hole. Going to get the first down.
And Wheeler does a good job right there getting in and out of the hole. But, you know, again, the Phoenix is kind of doing whatever they want.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be glad to see them really get tested.
Did they not give them the first down on that? They did.
Okay. So next week they have North Florida, who is the following week. Can we get a Phoenix schedule up?
The answer is no. I go 1 week ahead. That's about all I can do.
So this is what
Interception for a touchdown. Bad snap in the Phoenix game.
So the Majestics just score on the interception.
And the Phoenix turn it over.
Good gravy.
And
uh-oh.
There's hijinks and shenanigans over there.
Yeah.
The Majestic scored on the interception return right there.
That's not what you want. You want it to stay clean. It's been a good, clean game so far.
Mm-hmm.
You want it to stay that way. But the Atlanta Phoenix shoot themselves in the foot yet again.
They called delay of game?
No.
She just held delay of game.
Yeah. That's why I didn't understand why that was such an issue. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. Bro, I'm not giving you a hard time. I'm just saying. You're our connection to the rest of the world, bro. Okay, there's our season schedule. So North Florida Pumas, Alabama Fire, Texas Elite, Houston Heat. Atlanta goes undefeated.
The Texas Elite will be a legit game.
Atlanta goes undefeated into the playoffs.
I expect them to take a loss at the Heat.
No.
Coach Collins is calling his shot right
Yeah,
here.
Atlanta goes undefeated. Unless, you know, of course we know every team is, you know, the wrong 3 people away from getting hurt away from sucking. We know that's always the case. Anywho, there's the Pumas in the gun.
Oh, the first time all night.
And there's a throw out to the right side.
And that is a jump ball.
Yeah.
And it definitely looks like they may have practiced that, but maybe not practiced it a lot.
Yeah, I think they spend a lot of time on the bone.
But I would think that after this week, they might be practicing that some more.
You know, if it was me, what I would do is I would practice for 2 different offenses. That's a joke.
The running joke.
We have somebody that tells us that, and that makes no sense. You got to do what you do.
Oh, man. You got me on that one, dude.
It helps to be able to run and throw, but as far as, like, having something totally different in your bag, that's insanity.
Yeah, I mean.
Who's got time for that?
Nobody does. The Majestic kick.
Good Lord, the Majestics are screaming down the field.
Yes, they are. And
the Silver Stars managed to find a crease.
And it closed in a hurry.
But those were cats who were trying to get down the field in a hurry.
And speaking of in a hurry, the Phoenix just got into the backfield on that pass attempt in a hurry. And that is an 11-yard loss back to
That was a huge sack right there by number 33, Marcy Myers.
They're going to give it an 8-yard loss back to the 40.
Again, the Phoenix just so dangerous in so many different places.
And, the good thing, we talked about it last week. What Alabama tried to do was take the middle of the Phoenix defense out of play. They threw the ball to the edges. They ran the ball to the edges. They stayed outside. They didn't want to mess with that inside part of the Phoenix defense that's so stout. And we talked about it at the beginning of this game that styles makes fights, and these guys tried to run right at them, and it didn't work. That was a big no.
There's a snap. Looks out to her left, and she's able to stay up.
Man, not for much longer.
Good job, but then everybody else gets there, and that's it.
Out in Seattle, the Silver Stars back on offense, looking at it, second down and about 5.
Meanwhile, back at the back cave.
So
that's a great picture up top, by the way.
I mean, they're staying in that.
Is it just because of the time of day? Is why?
It is. I mean, it's 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time right there. It's about 6:15, 6:20.
All these are pretty clear, though. That's unusual.
Yeah, I mean, we're dealing with some internet issues down here, but they're doing their best to work it out.
Tall sweep right there, going to go for a first down for the Silver Stars.
It looks like we've gone to the fourth quarter.
Fourth quarter, Phoenix quarter.
I think that started in the first quarter, Coach.
And just a reminder, the Phoenix sponsors for this evening, Dream Medical, Revolution Chiropractic, and Peach State Health Plan. Our sponsors for the entire evening, Adidas and Rydell. And I don't say Riddle, I say Rydell, because I am from Atlanta, Georgia.
Well, we do appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. We do have 4 games on tap for next week. Easter weekend for everybody, so we'll be able to hopefully be able to bring some of those games to you tonight. Later on, if you ever have any questions, feel free to reach out to us at scoresports58@gmail.com. Once again, I'm Bowman Michael with Adam Collins and Craig Chapman, bringing you Women's National Football Conference here, Week 2 action. We got 3 games going live right now. Down at the bottom, we have the Texas Elite Spartans and the Nebraska Nighthawks. The top right, we got our Phoenix versus the North Florida Pumas, and then we got the Seattle Majestics versus the Las Vegas Silver Stars. That game is on the Pacific Coast, and it just got started. So, we'll see what we have in that direction. Glad to have everybody sitting back with us. We'll take these games a little bit further as time goes on. We do appreciate everybody tuning in, especially last week. Had great viewership overall, kind of seeing what we have to offer. Once again, information at the bottom for the rankings and the outcomes of last week's game. Congratulations to all the nominations for the Players of the Week. Congratulations to the Nighthawk player and also to the I didn't say that right, to the San Diego Surge player as well. Both of those, San Diego Surge is on a bye this week, so they're actually not playing, so it's always nice to kind of take a breather. They'll be back in action not next week, but the following. They had 2 weeks off before they get going again. So with such a small assortment of teams playing each other, we got 15 total teams in the league, that there are 2 byes that occur, and some of them go back-to-back. So, gentlemen, what is your overall thoughts so far when we've seen? I mean, we're looking at the scores right now. We've seen 2 really kind of dominant victories by the Phoenix.
Yes.
I mean, that's why you keep hurting, hey, they're going to be undefeated. I believe they're going to run into a roadblock against the elite Spartans. I don't think we can get a crew to go out there to Texas, but I can always ask the.
Well, not after we're going to have to make that trip to Colorado.
Right. I understand Mary Kay Stadium. June 29th, they look like that's what it's going to be the case. So we are looking for anybody that ever wants to call in and talk to us. Just text us. We'll throw that number down to the bottom, and feel free to reach out to us and want to talk some football. We're pretty easygoing people, and we got an offsides penalty. Oh, they got back. I don't even think the ref wants to call the offsides at this point.
I think this
And
quick
there's
screen
Mosley on the quick screen.
and fumbling it.
And she dribbles the ball on the ground, picks it back up.
And goes out of bounds. So definitely like the drone view. I'll tell you, Seattle brought it up a couple of notches for me. I like that. Not that I want to do that for the a couple of our All-Star games, but
No, but definitely for like the championship game in Colorado.
well, I mean, and the nice thing is with Sling Studio, you can link up. We have a Maverick Pro that actually links up to it. I just don't go in that world, man. That's that. One of us is gonna have to fly it. Which one is it? You or me?
I'm vote for you.
Okay, I appreciate that on that part. So I'll let y'all talk a little bit more about football and think about player of the game for the Phoenix game. Did anybody kind of step out in your mind?
Brittany Smith.
Brittany Smith has had a whale of a game.
Do you have any stats that you can throw our way?
I don't have any true individual stats,
Right.
but I know that they are at a 280, like 288 rushing.
And that's all they've been going up and down the field.
She scored the first 2 touchdowns.
They've got 67 yards passing.
Right.
But I mean, the amazing part about this is they've lined up in any kind of formation they've want to line up in, and they've done whatever they wanted to do.
Right. Understood.
It's been very impressive. There's the quick screen again.
And there's Mosley, who also had a big game today.
And do we feel like that there's – I mean, I'm always very curious about the fact of, like you said, traveling. You keep asking, do they travel well? Did North Florida take a pounding tonight?
Oh, yeah. They're physically beat to pieces. We've watched them. You know, how many times has the game been stopped because one of them was on the ground? So
when we look at these rankings, the Surge is 3, the Texans Elite is 2. I feel like the Texans Elite have held serve at 34-0 over Nebraska. Atlanta, North Florida, you know, the 4 and 5 piece on that part. I keep wanting to see Utah Falcon footage, and I cannot. They do not want to either stream it or anything to that degree. It cannot get footage on them. I was hoping the Denver Bandits, it is in Denver. I'm going to continue to look here when I get off the comms with y'all to see if I can pull that back up.
Another player down on top.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I think Atlanta's probably the best team. However, the 3 teams that are in front of them, I think all 3 of those are good games.
What makes Atlanta good?
What makes Atlanta good? The front 7, and because what I've watched is a lot of these other teams, they want to run the football. They want to run the football, and if that's what if you can force people into doing things they don't want to do,
right?
You got a good chance.
Call them, make them play backwards.
That and the fact that
you say that, and then the fact that. If Atlanta stops the run, what are you going to do?
Yeah,
that's what you're getting at,
right?
Okay,
and then even then, you still got to deal with the pass rush,
right?
I would, I because of what I saw last week, I would like to see the San Diego Surge play Atlanta. Just from watching,
we won't see that until Denver.
I know. I'm just saying,
I
would be interested to see how Atlanta would adjust to that because everything was to the edge,
right?
And it would be a contrasting style where Atlanta is very strong up the middle and has very good edge defensive ends.
I will say, but the couple times that the Pumas tried to get to the edge tonight, Atlanta did a good job of stepping up, setting the edge, and then stringing it out and making a play.
They did.
And the fact that their corners came up tonight and made big plays.
So do you think by Atlanta throwing the ball, we're seeing them throw it, does that put them above the rest? Because they are throwing it.
I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to set themselves up to where they can throw the ball when it matters.
Right.
This is obviously a chance to, and that's what you want to do. A lot of people might think, oh, well, they're jerks because they're throwing the ball late in the game. What I think they're doing is they're taking the opportunity to work on something when the game is already over.
I agree.
But it's against somebody else.
Right.
You know?
I mean, it's an opportunity to practice.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, you're going to play this team next week. Let's see what success we have. We know we can run the ball in that manner.
Yeah, they just owned them
right
up front.
So it's definitely interesting on that part. Just kind of a brief summary real quick. Right now, we still only have a 14-0 score by the Fire over the Hippies. As we see, the Nighthawks will take their first loss of the season against the Texas Elite. And San Diego has gotten on the board 7-0 over the Bobcats. I'm going to look again and see if I can find me a Rebellion game here. I'll hand it back over to you, gentlemen. Y'all doing a great job. Thank you. Once again, this is Bo McMichael, Craig Chapman, and Adam Collins with Score 58 Network, bringing you Women's National Football Conference TV live. Very excited. Looks like they're changing quarters down here.
They did.
Yeah, all right. They're heading to the fourth quarter. That's a fast. They must
touchdown.
be having a run. It was a touchdown?
That should have been a touchdown up there. I don't think they're going to give it to her.
Okay. I bet you dollars to pesos. The Rebellion touchdown was
Martin.
I would agree with you on that one. I appreciate you using the peso word. That's good. That's good. All right. Back to you, gentlemen.
All right. It's 4th down and 1 for Atlanta at the 1. They just threw the quick screen. I guess they heard us talking.
Yeah.
They've thrown the quick screen more this drive than they've thrown it in the year that I've seen them play.
Get comfortable. Get comfortable in doing things you're going to need to be able to do when people come and load up the box on you.
Yeah, and if you're going to play 9 in the box and leave 2 people out there and play them with 1,
yeah.
I mean, they're still they've now cheated someone out there, but you could literally right now line up and throw that and score. Looks like they're going to get a timeout for North Florida. We've got the drone view up here.
Seattle and Las Vegas.
That's a beautiful shot. So, see if we can get this thing to give us some technology cooperation right here. There we go.
There's a snap.
Slant.
And I think I fell incomplete.
It was really cool. They were in slant with a flare to the weak side. I've never seen anybody run that before. That's a dirty play. If you get that linebacker chasing the flare, it opens up the slant lane beautifully.
Well, I just as well him chase the slant, buddy. Throw the flare out there.
Oh, yeah, I'm all in favor of that linebacker dropping and that corner squeezing and let me flip it to my running back, running straight down the sideline at breakneck speed. That's all my.
Let's let him run.
All right. So Seattle's in trips. And here comes the Phoenix in a weird wing look.
Langley under center. Quick give off the left side.
Touchdown.
If I'm not mistaken, that's Brittany Smith.
Pretty sure you're right, Coach.
You got another touchdown for her.
I mean, it's an amazing thing. They've just
She's had a big night.
I mean, we saw at the beginning it was 4th and 4, and they handed it to her, and she went 59 for a touchdown, and we were like, okay.
That will win you a lot of games.
Yeah,
you can get 59 yards on 4th and 4. You're doing good.
And the fact that you had the guts to run 4th and 4 in a game where it was 7-6 at the time.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you were down. We were like, okay, they're going for this. All right, then. Kick is up and good. And it's 49-7. And without the 2 red zone turnovers, ooh.
Yeah,
you could be borderlining on some Griffin Lovejoy, you know.
Yeah, you're up. Because let's see, they should have 3 more touchdowns, and it's what right now?
49-7, Coach.
So realistically, it should be 70-7.
All right, looks like we got. Is that the Rebellion?
Yeah, and the Bobcats.
Got the Rebellion and the Bobcats down in the bottom right-hand corner. I like the Rebellion's red and pants and the blue jerseys.
The She Breaks Barriers commercial. I like that. That's good. Adidas did a good job with that.
Adidas is giving Nike all they can handle right now.
Yeah.
Here comes Seattle with a 7-0 lead.
We do love Adidas here, though. If there are any Adidas reps listening.
I will make sure I got my Adidas at the house. My nice long sleeve Georgia Tech.
Well, I was just thinking, my Adidas.
There you go. We're going to get a little speed out look up the top.
You know, I bought my kids some cap toes one year, and I bought them the solid black Adidas jumpsuit, the old 3-stripe.
Mm-hmm.
And I was gonna buy them K-pop hats, and I was sending them. I have 2 boys. I was sending them as the Beastie Boys, and my wife didn't think it was funny, so.
Why? Because you were sending your kids as Beastie Boys?
It was Halloween, man. I thought that's going to be hilarious. I'm going to go to the Home Depot and get some, like, plastic chain and paint it gold.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's going to be so funny. And
They just ran switch up top, and she caught that ball. That's a really nice concept right there. It was the corner sat back there, and she threw it back shoulder, let the receiver stop so she didn't get blasted. You got 1st and 10 at the 42 for the Pumas. They're back to that little bunch tight end. Look for the slant backside.
It's like the Phoenix up here playing games on defense, kind of a proud look going.
And that's exactly what they're doing. There's the fake and the counter. Now, that right there is different, and I would not have run it in a 49-7 game. That would have been the first play next week.
They pulled both guards that time.
They did.
Give it kind of a buck sweep look, because basically anytime you pull both guards, that's what it is, a buck sweep. And you see it a million different ways on TV, especially on Saturdays.
Oh, yeah. You know, I hated the term buck sweep until I realized that if you run that out of the spread, it gives people horrible problems.
It'll give you fits, man.
I loved it. So much fun. So much fun marrying offenses together. Seattle's knocking on the doorstep, trying to give themselves a 2-score lead. Pumas are sitting in the Pumas are sitting in 2nd and 6 right here at the 46. Back to the bone. Back to the blast.
Incomplete up there with Seattle. Oh, my goodness. What is the flag for?
Unnecessary roughness.
Somebody pile jump. Uh-oh. We got action down there in the bottom screen.
Yes, we do.
And
that's the rebellion.
Yes, indeed it is.
Man, we got a good wall-to-wall football right here, Coach. Gonna get a little replay.
Here's the replay, yeah.
Toss.
Looked like it.
And turn the corner.
See you.
Yes, sir. And
why do people look so funny when they're stretching out trying to grab you?
Oh, man.
It just makes it worse, doesn't it?
See you later, and then you're falling.
Yeah, and you can see the person. No. It's awesome.
Pumas are down at the 30. They've gone.
And they're going to tack on an extra point down there with the rebellion. And there's another flag.
Man.
Keep the flag in your pocket. For the love of all that is holy. I mean, you think they can see aqua? You think they can see that color?
I think they see the score, honestly.
Are they colorblind? Stop calling penalties and let them play.
Well, that's not going to happen in a 49-7 game. We've both been a part of it. Right now, a friend of ours would be yelling, "We're the worst coach team."
We must be the worst coach team in America. Uh-oh. Somebody's got choke locked in.
The shenanigans down there.
Look at that. He's got it locked. That's over. It's the Turner Frivola fight. And he's got him locked up in a choke.
Well, up in the Phoenix game, Coach, they tried to throw the fade right there, and that might have been the best man-to-man coverage. That was hip-to-hip, running wide open down the sideline. There was nowhere to throw that football.
Hey, April, are you there? I'm here. All right. Hey, April. We got April live down there at the North Florida Puma game, 49-7. Congratulations on going 2-0 for the season. Can you hear me okay?
I can can hear you. The game's not over, though.
Well, I know when we're watching it.
This game's been over for a while.
It has been over for a while, Coach. I appreciate April. You trying to be positive. Thank you for being on that part. Couple updates, a little idea of what's going on. Texas Elite went ahead and got a good victory over the Nebraska Nighthawks, and we were running the Seattle game right now. They're up 13-0 over Las Vegas. They brought in a drone for us, April. It's a nice little view. They're trying to use that a great deal, and we got a good ball game going down here with the L.A. Bobcats and the San Diego Rebellion. Talk to us a little bit about what you saw down here. How has the crowd been down in North Florida?
I'm actually pretty proud of the show. We've played them before in Atlanta, and it was a different team. I'll say it was a different team, and they wanted to give up on us a couple years ago. But I talked to Terry and I said, you're a young team. It's a startup. Stick with it. We were slaughtered once upon a time by Chicago. I think it was 82 or 84-0, and the heart that the team showed to just stick with and stay with women's football. And I think on their program, I think that seeing the score, they certainly have picked up in their level of athleticism and competitiveness. They're a fairly new team. And,
right.
They played in a league last year that I don't think that was best for their development, and so. And in the WNFC, is also about developing these younger teams and the talent, and giving them some exposure to playing more teams that are more competitive, like the Atlanta team. So they're not folding. They're stepping up their game.
Good.
This game, and like I said, the score does not reflect some really good plays that they've had against us. And I guess from the league perspective, not to be biased from what I say, but from a league perspective, I'm proud of what I'm seeing with the North Florida Puma team.
Well, good. I mean, and their victory last week was very. Oh goodness gracious! Watching the game, the game last week with the Pumas, they were able to defeat the Hippies. So we were thinking, and actually, Florida has had some issues with the Hippies early. It's 14-0. They haven't really taken any great deal of a lead. With your game next week, you're playing North Florida. They're coming up to take on the Atlanta Phoenix, their first home game, meaning the Women's National Football Conference. Atlanta Phoenix having their first home game. Talk to us a little bit about that for those fans that are out there in the Atlanta area. Where's the game going to be? What should we expect? When do we need to get there? How much does tickets cost?
The game is going to be in Mapleton, Georgia, which is really, if you're from Atlanta, it's just an extension of Atlanta. It's a part of our metropolitan system. So, I'm sorry, I watched the game.
I know.
It's like we're coming down the sideline for another touchdown. Oh my goodness.
They're a little delayed.
There it is, right there.
We're watching we're just watching what you're watching now. Yeah. So we got the touchdown. We saw that you gave it away. We're about 3 seconds ahead of you. I mean, behind you, not ahead of you, but behind you. That was a great interception. Good defensive, stopping that defense run, increasing the lead to 55-7. That's awesome. Great job. It was number 12.
It's number 22.
22.
Malaysia Johnson. She's a product of Atlanta Public Schools. It wouldn't be fair if I didn't represent for her and say that she's a Douglas Astro alum. But the game's going to be played at Pebblebrook High School next week.
Okay.
For our home game, and the tickets are $10 if you get them early from a player. They're $12 at the gate. And we're an exciting team to watch. We've got several weapons. We've got some passing, some runs, and we definitely got the hits. So,
and you did show your uniforms, by the way, on social media. You were trying to hold that back, but you showed the uniforms. You showed what the white jerseys look like. I thought you were going to hold out a little bit.
No, you got to see them in person because we were going to wear them this week.
I'm glad you didn't. That was good.
It's on grass.
Yeah, right.
We changed it, and so we think that even if you see them in person, it's a lot more Man, it's a different, really exciting uniform to wear. The girls love it.
Well,
It's a uniform where you either like it or love it. Some people really hate it, and that's okay.
nah,
But it's different, and that's what we went for.
right, definitely understand that. It was very nice that Rydell was assisting with that, and Adidas as well with the whole setup for the Women's National Football Conference. Well, April, thank you so much for joining us. And like I said, if you ever have anybody else that wants to tune in with us, we'd be glad to be able to talk with them. Adam and Craig, do you have any questions to ask?
No, great job.
Yeah, we're very excited. Glad to have you with us. Y'all be safe driving back and enjoy your victory. Please bring back my filmer in one piece. That's all I can ask.
Well, they've got some really good ribs down here they're cooking, so I'm buying the whole team some barbecue.
Oh, that makes me sad. We're waiting for our plane ticket to Mary Kay Stadium. They keep talking about that on. My two announcers want to know how to go to Rocky Mountains with the championships. So they're looking forward to the one. We got one announcer, Mr. Adam Collins, has already said y'all gonna go undefeated this year. So
that's the plan.
I know. The Texas Elite seems like the juggernaut that's going to be sitting in front of you, and that's when we're looking at your schedule. We got that sitting there already, kind of wondering. Are you concerned? I'm just asking from a league perspective. Last question, and we'll get out of here. And I appreciate you taking in and talking to us a little bit. With the teams playing each other back to back, for example, New Orleans Hippies are playing Alabama this week, and then they got to play each other next week. And then same thing with you all. Y'all are playing North Florida next week. Do you see that being an issue with the league?
I don't, but it's our first season out, and so that won't be an issue next season. We've already got some teams that we are in discussions with and expanding the league. So
good.
We had to start somewhere.
Right, you have to.
Small,
right.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
it's
just a part of that growing pain.
right. No, I understand that, and somebody's got to put the schedule together to begin with on that part. So,
Right.
well, great. Well, we look forward to seeing you play next week again at Pebblebrook. Look forward to y'all be safe driving back, and hopefully you'll stay out of all the weather. And the Braves are winning. We're watching UFC here, so we got 3 games going on and paying attention to some more. So take care of yourself. We'll be back in touch with you. Go Phoenix. Y'all be safe.
Right.
All right. Talk to you later, April. Thanks so much.
Bye, Bo.
Bye. So that phone call went. Hey, here we go.
There you go.
Hey, man. Hey. So, gentlemen, overall wise, 55-7. That was a nice interception. What have you seen so far with the games going on right now? I'll give us a quick update of where we're at right now.
Oh, good Lord.
Wow. What did you see? The
Just-
crush
they
of the
just-
defense?
Yeah, they just sacked her, like 3 people.
That was rough.
Now spending some time at the first part of this, the year we did an Independent American Football League focus.
Right.
What is your thoughts about the comparison of the two? One being a professional, one being somewhat semi-professional, meaning the men's league semi-professional, this being professional.
I will say that it has been my experience that oftentimes it seems the ladies are better coached than some of the semi-professional teams. And I don't know if that's because of difference in practice schedule
Right.
or if that's a difference in coaches. I don't know why the difference is there. But I will say the stuff that we've watched, not just with the Phoenix, but where we watched Seattle and we saw clips of Utah and we saw San Diego. I mean, it's well thought out, well prepared, well called. Because there's, you got to have the right time to call things.
Right. I agree. And one thing that I'm really seeing is we've got a couple of teams with the production perspective of promoting the game.
Yes.
And that's the one thing that I like. I love that we got Seattle doing something from a drone perspective. We got the Surge doing something. And we got the LA Bobcats. I mean, everybody's trying to. I mean, even this week or this game, we had the elite Texas Spartans trying their hand at streaming and going through that. Right now, the score 20-6, New Orleans down to the Fire. The Fire is winning. It is in the fourth quarter. That game is coming to a close as well. Looks like the Fire will go to 1-1, and the Hippies will go to 0-2, placing each other. But it seemed to be a little bit closer game, 20-6. I mean, last week the Pumas beat the Hippies 47-0 at their home turf.
Wow.
So definitely a difference in that matter. Is that halfback pass?
It is.
And that's an interception from the Phoenix. Down the sideline, and they go on a 4th down. They look like they brought the drone down. Would you agree with me on that concept for the Seattle? Did they bring the drone down?
No,
Either that or that's the end zone cam.
Have you seen an end zone cam already?
I have not.
Okay, so I would say that.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's what that is.
And they're moving it back and forth. Yeah. Yeah.
There's another.
And that's what concerns me.
Puma player down.
Is the amount of players being injured with the Pumas on that part. As a little bit concerning. It is 14-0. The Rebellion. We're running our runner down at the bottom, so you're not able to see that particular score. Chipper Jones is at the game for the Atlanta Braves. They're up 9-4. No. But he was 4 knuckles deep into a nostril. But I'm not going to judge him on national television. He was 4 knuckles deep. It's,
was he with his wife?
He was. Hey, easy. You got a baseball coach right next to you. Everybody wants to stay focused, man.
That's my guy now.
Next thing you know, both of y'all going to be in the octagon.
Yeah.
No, we will not. Not me fighting him.
Oh, come on, man.
Well,
you can do that.
All you have to do is get in a
There's a
position
good
where
angle right here.
Oh, it is. They brought it down low. I like that. I will say this. I went to the movies last night and saw Shazam. Loved it from head to toe.
Good.
It was excellent. It was very enjoyable.
It looks ridiculous.
No, it's not. Could I get some fine alcohol? It's the nicest it could. It was wonderful. It was really a good movie.
It was Moet.
I tell you one thing. When you compare from other DC movies, it was really good. I'm a little concerned about what we got going on up here.
That was a big hit on the sideline after the interception.
I'm not going to go off of that. I did not like 25 moving as fast as she was moving. That concerned me. That made me stop in the middle of it.
It almost looked like they were getting ready to start working on
I
it.
didn't, yeah.
I know we had a scare last year at the very beginning of the year where there was a kid from the other team that they drove the ambulance to the field, and they were like, hey, he's leaving.
Yeah.
Let's load him up and get him out.
Right.
Because he was having a hard time breathing, and it was that particular night. It was so hot.
Yep.
God, it was so hot.
It was brutal hot.
We were in beautiful Sparta, Georgia.
Oh, that was on that right-hand side. I remember that. Yeah. On that part.
But it was a long break.
Yeah, it was.
And in this situation, you can almost see that they might call the game at 55-7.
Why not?
Right. You're going to see each other next week.
Let's call it a day, shake it up, get this person medical attention, and let's go to the house.
And see in that direction on that part. We'll keep an eye on that part. Right now, I am going to flip and click out of that particular game here, and we'll see to get both of those going here. And if we get back to that other one, great. I hate that the injury is on that part. That's not good in that direction.
You never want to see anybody get injured.
No, by no means, no.
Hurt is one thing because I classify hurt as that means you can't play for the rest of the game. You're hurt. Injured, something's really wrong with you.
Right. No, I agree. I understand that on that direction. We do appreciate everybody tuning in. We've had great viewership across the board. I'm a little concerned, I'm not necessarily concerned about the lopsided. Is that something that is, to me, Seattle and Las Vegas taking a pounding last week against the Utah Falcons, have really come back and really done their best against Seattle, being only down 13-0, and the Rebellion coming back and looking like a team that's maybe not the 10th team ranked.
Well, I think that the Rebellion had the unfortunate task of playing the surge.
Right. And the L.A. caught maybe Seattle off, but maybe Seattle and L.A. are equal.
Yeah.
You really don't know until about the third game. Unfortunately, these teams are playing each other, so you necessarily don't know that as well. From an overall perspective, we appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. Once again, this is the Women's National Football Conference TV Live. I'm Bo McMichael with Adam and Craig bringing you around the league action here on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. I'm glad that you could tune in. You watching the Octagon? Anything crazy going on? That they were actually at Phillips tonight at the Octagon. Would you have any desire ever going to go to that yourself?
You know, I like to watch them fight. I mean, I would not. I don't watch like pay-per-view because that's not something I'm not that into it.
You know, not that rich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I enjoy watching them fight just because, like, all I can ever think about is how tired they must be.
Right.
Because anybody that's ever actually fought with anybody, it is exhausting.
That's why you end up rolling on the floor most of the time.
After about 30 seconds, man.
Right.
That sounds like that's from a person who has fought someone before.
Right. I understand that on that part.
Well, I got beat up. I've been beat up many times, so.
Well, we've got two different interesting games. Both of them are early in the first quarter. Have either one of these games switched to the second?
San Diego's in the second.
They are in the second, yes, on the left-hand side corner. Thanks for the
and so both games are in the second quarter.
They haven't switched the Seattle game. They haven't changed it over. I see first on the
– Yeah, but Seattle was going –
the other way.
The other direction,
yes. Good call, yes. So they have switched it. We just haven't clicked over to the second quarter right now. Looking for clarification. Right now they have called the game at North Florida.
Good.
They do look like they are going to wrap that up. They're having a nice little prayer session for the player, which is good in that direction. So we are wrapping ahead with the Atlanta Phoenix ending the game 55-7 over the North Florida Pumas.
And it was a dominant performance.
Now, I say that, and then I can't necessarily tell. I'll keep my eyes on it if they are going to go ahead and end that right now. As for anything else, right now the Texas Elite Spartans in the fourth quarter, well in control, 34-0. As we were talking about, the Hippies and the Fire, 32-6. The Fire have taken a nice, comfortable lead in the fourth quarter.
And the Bobcats are at the 4-yard line going in to score. And to me, it seems like it's a close game. The Bobcats only have 7 points to their score, meaning that they scored that 7 points, and they took it around the river bend against Seattle. Oh, looks like they're still going to play. Yes, my announcer. Hey, watch this. We're gonna call in Robert. There we go. Since we'll get him live on the show. All right.
Because he wanted to mention this, so let's get him in live. Here we go. All right. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Let's see if he answers.
Hello.
Hey, Robert, we got you live here on the Women's National Football Conference Network. Glad to have you with us. Giving us an update of what you're seeing here. They are going to continue to play. I saw the text that you came across. Right now, currently, we're showing two other games and on a pause. Is she okay? Can you give us any updates there?
Well, she's being put on the idea about the
Okay.
both teams are still out here. Looks like they're going to play after they take her off the team.
All right. How's the weather going? Is it humid? Is it hot? What's the temperature feeling like?
It's actually cool. It was pretty windy earlier. So.
Okay. Are you above the press box or are you shooting through the press box?
I'm above the press box.
Okay. Well, good, man. Well, you've done a great job tonight. Adam and Craig, I was very excited to know that you were the one filming it. You be careful. We have heard rumors that they're taking care of you from the dinner perspective, that they're giving you ribs. If you don't like eating ribs, please take the ribs and bring them back to me if you don't like ribs. It's,
I like them, but
you don't have to. You don't have to bring them all back. But she is getting ribs for y'all tonight. She bought them for the whole team. So, well, you be careful going back. We'll see you when you get back. You did a great job, and we'll continue to come back if they play the rest of the game. Thanks so much, Robert.
no problem.
Bye.
Hey, so where are we staying in Denver?
Hey, man, if we keep going with these technologies, man, the idea that we might not. So it's 13-0, 14-6. So Seattle's doing a lot of different angles. How do you feel about that from a football perspective, from a visual? I feel like it's hard to follow the game.
If I was calling if I'm calling the game,
yes,
give me the perspective where I can call the game.
Right.
If I'm sitting here, if I'm watching the game just as a fan, if it's every once in a while, I'm okay with it, but I don't need it to happen here, there. I'm
Well, they've added some angles, and they're having a good time right now. That's what's
Oh,
happening.
they're definitely trying it out. They pull up what we call a bow. And when Bo gets a little, hey, man, let's see what we can do. I'm so much better when I don't have to flip angles. And next week we're going to be split force, arena football and women's football. And we got a chest cam. Next thing I know, I'm going to have Adam in the middle of the 20-yard line running down the field videotaping. And that'll be good times.
You better give me like a little rascal or something if you wanted to go fast.
Little rascal, you so cute. Rent you out for parties. 10-4, the Braves are over the Mets. I'm glad to see them kind of coming back with some bats after the last 2 nights.
So I'm going to go ahead and let Julie know the 29th we'll be out of town. Are we going to have to leave on the 28th?
At this point, I'm unwilling to determine the whole June thing just because it's the June. So you
Okay,
take,
what is the 29th? Is that a Friday?
you take a deep breath, man. Take a deep breath. Hold it all back in.
We fly
man.
out on Thursday.
Yeah.
We're there Friday.
I mean, we are the voice of Women's National Football Conference. I realize that.
Would we fly, though, with all our stuff?
This is not a lot of stuff, man.
Okay.
No, we figured out how to make it small.
Well, I got news for you. If we're flying, then both of you guys are sitting on both sides of me and making sure that
Do you not fly?
I've flown twice, and it's brutal and horrible.
Listen
for
to
me.
you. Twice in your life.
2 times. Flew to Salt Lake City one time. And Salt Lake City is beautiful.
Let me tell you something, bro. I flew on Aero Mexico. and if you've ever wanted to have a horrible flight experience, you should try Aero Mexico.
Couple of updates down there below. Like I said, we're not staying long with that. I don't necessarily want to watch. They are putting her on a stretcher. They're making sure she's okay from a neck perspective.
Most of that's usually precautionary.
Oh, yes. It really is. But I did want to show those for those people that are fans of North Florida and Phoenix and wanting to know what's occurring to that particular game.
And sometimes they do that when there's a concussion, too, now.
Yeah, I mean, you just want to stabilize as much as you can.
Couple updates from a score perspective. New Orleans Hippies and Atlanta Fire 32-6.
Wow.
As for anything else, we do have it looks like a possible ending to the Texas Elite game. Waiting for the final on that to come through before I go ahead and make that announcement as well. Dealing with the Score Stream. If you're ever interested in Women's National Football Conference, go look on Score Stream. They have a great indicator to be able to tell you what's going on there. So any prognostication on the NBA playoffs, gentlemen, as we're watching these games up top?
I guarantee a basketball team wins.
Okay, and it doesn't cause you to be a genius for no reason. 13-0, 14-6. LA Bobcats are holding in there against the Rebellion. It would be very interesting to see the Rebellion go 0-2. This is kind of a must-win for the Rebellion, I think, in the Pacific Coast. The Pacific Coast Conference, or the Pacific Conference, just seems to be a very important thing in that direction to get that particular win.
Well, if you got to play the Surge again, you've already had that battle. Saw how that came about.
I will say it looks like the Pacific Conference is probably the one that's most loaded. Because you had Utah.
We could.
The Surge.
Right.
The Rebellion, Seattle.
This team from Las Vegas they're dropping some licks, man. They are knocking.
They have been hitting each other really hard.
And Las Vegas turned around and played Utah. I don't know if they played them. I don't know if they played them solid. Utah went down and scored as time went on. We are probably going to have some callers call in. I'm going to let y'all take the calls on that part. Have you seen Pump Up the Volume? That's the question. Do we need to get prepped for that? Good Morning Vietnam. Where are we at if we start doing radio calls
Pump
here?
Up the Volume, was that the movie with
Christian Slater,
Christian
man.
Slater, yeah, I saw that a long time ago.
Yes. Appreciate you
All I
aging
think
me.
it's about is a song.
Pump Up Volume.
Dance.
Dance, little CNC Music Factory. That's good. That's not bad at all. So
there it is. Seattle has been running this little.
And one of these, does Utah play next week? No, Utah's open next week. We've got to get some footage on them. The nice thing is they know the Women's National Football Conference is not in consideration with Huddle. They actually are in relationships with Crossover. So the good thing is I get access to all the film. Good or bad, happy or sad film. So the irony is somebody actually turned in the film for the Denver game that we saw last week that was the wide view. That was what they turned in for other teams to watch.
What, a shot from the moon?
Whew. It was that webcam.
You know, that's one of those things, man. When you're learning how to film, it's tough.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. It's one of those ones where you're like, okay, you know, you got to be able to tighten up and do this. And
Well, not everybody has the artistic view of it you do either.
Well, no, it took me a long time to figure out what a coach wants to see and what a coach doesn't want to see, you know, and also the difference between a coach film and a broadcast film. You know, and I'm still not there. I still want to see more, you know. I watch certain shows and go from there. You know, I'm impressed with Seattle in the drone. You know, I very much so.
Really, to me, if from a calling perspective, the views that I will, even from like a spectator perspective, the things that I want to see is I want to see a sideline shot, a slightly elevated sideline shot. I want to see an overhead shot,
right,
and I want to see an end zone shot. That, you know, as an offensive line guy, the end zone shot is always money. Because you see all that stuff that's going on inside you.
Bobcats to the house.
It's a tie ball game, ladies and gentlemen. That makes me want to sit tight a little bit.
Got to go for 2. If they're going to tie this thing, they just hit her on the slant or, you know, skinny post.
And realize, everybody, that if you're ever wanting to watch the full broadcast of both of these games, you can go to if I'm not mistaken, on both of them, they're located. Mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, I appreciate both of them are located on Facebook. You just type in Las Vegas Bobcats, and then or the L.A. Bobcats on Facebook, and you type in Seattle Majestic on Facebook, and both of them will lead you to their directions, and you can watch those full games in coverage, which was going to allow us to kind of come to an end here. We will watch the rest of it. Gentlemen, 2 weeks into the season, it's a 6-week season before the playoffs start. What's your, you know, overall, this is a new league. This is new for all three of us because I'm used to another league that April keeps talking about a little bit, so that's understandable. What is your overall thoughts about this league and this organization?
I've seen a lot of really good football. You know, not that we haven't seen good football before, but it seems like there's more teams that are really proficient. You know, where they're obviously getting time to practice and they're getting time to you know, coaches meet and actually work on stuff.
Right.
You know, because that's got to be hard because, you know, certainly this is a side job for most people.
You know,
hey, we got a caller. Let's go for it, man.
All right.
That's all right. Hey, well, welcome to WNFC Live TV. Who do I have on the phone? Do we have anybody? Let's see. Oh, can you hear us? Hey, give us 1 second. We'll click in. Hey, can you hear us now?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Hey, it's just technology. That's the best way. I'll turn one thing off. Who do we have on the phone with us right now?
So this is Morgan Durham. I work on the admin side of the WNFC, and I'm so excited that you guys have doing such great coverage on these games. It's really elevating the team and the games, and really excited about you guys being involved. So I appreciate you so much.
Well, good. This is when you tell us the negative stuff. What kind of when you say anybody that opens up with a positive, they always follow it by a negative. It's to buffer us a little bit.
But I'll say, I don't know about Atlanta going undefeated now.
Hey, there we go. We got somebody talking. So who are you the league rooting for here? It sounds like you have a rooting nature a little bit. So where are you located out of? Go ahead, 270 area code.
Yeah, I'm a little bit everywhere. I played for the Texas Elite Spartans last year. I'm an 11-year veteran offensive lineman. So,
okay.
You know, that's where my bias lies for sure. I'm not scared to admit it for sure. They've got a great offensive line, and it'll be hard for any team to try to.
What was the final score of that game? Do you know what the final score was? We seem to have lost the outlook on the elite Spartans. Do you know what the final score was against the Nebraska Nighthawks?
I don't. Not right now. I've been watching you guys for the past hours. So.
Well, they went off the air. They were having spottiness, so when we realized the LA Bobcats, we clicked over to see. So what position did you play on the offensive line?
Last year I played left guard. I've played everywhere on the offensive line these past 11 years.
Okay.
37 weeks pregnant right now. Otherwise, I'd be back on the field. But.
Everybody has their excuses in life, and that's okay. I mean, I cannot relate to that at all, and that's okay. And well, congratulations on being 36. That's 36 week. I give you props even watching football at 36. So talk to us a little bit about what made you 11 years ago want to step out and play some football.
You know, I had never been involved with football before. Never watched it really, wasn't really a fan. It wasn't until I actually saw women play that I became intrigued with the possibility of it, you know, being a sport that I could really acclimate to, especially with my size and strength. You know, I didn't feel like I fit in really with any other sports, volleyball or basketball or anything. So once I gave it a try and realized how fun, you know, it was, I just stuck with it. I've played for Tennessee, I've played for Kansas City, I've played for Denver, I've played for Texas.
So you traveled to these locations, all these different locations?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I commuted last season. I commuted when I played for Kansas City. I lived in Kentucky. And, you know, I think my passion for the game is probably a little off the charts compared to your average athlete. But I'm so proud to see women's football come from where it was, you know, a decade and a half ago to where it is now. The WNFC is really elevating the game, and it's really exciting to see. It's a really exciting time, I think.
I would agree with you on that part. Is there anything that you'd like to ask our announcers? They're usually our voice. I usually pop in when I'm not dealing with stress of trying to figure out where certain games are and where everything's at. But would you have any questions that you'd like to announce? I mean, both of them are very Atlanta-prone fans. We're based out of Atlanta, so we are Phoenix-based fans. But any questions for them?
Yeah, Atlanta-based fans is totally understandable. Atlanta's had a great program for many years now. I think Utah, Atlanta, and Texas are going to be the teams to watch for sure this season. Someone mentioned a question earlier about, you know, the difference in coaching, you know, experiences with women versus men. And I thought that was an interesting thing that you guys brought up. I would be curious to see if your opinion would run the same. From what I've heard from different coaches who have coached semi-pro men and semi-pro women, is that they've seen that women are just more coachable because there's a little less ego involved.
Well,
these are women that haven't played since high school, you know. Would you guys think that's the same, or do you think there's other contributing factors?
The only time I've ever coached girls is during Powder Puff. So I can't really speak to a whole lot of coaching girls, but I have plenty of friends that have coached girls, and they say that they're far more coachable than boys are, that they're far more team-oriented than boys are, because boys, we get a lot into the me stuff.
Right.
And
that's kind of what I've heard.
Right.
And from watching women's football for the past 2 years, it seems that from a women's perspective and from the
well, we've never seen a women's game end in gunfire.
That was what I was going to say.
Unfortunately, we've been a part of a lot of semi-pro games where games end in the third quarter because the fight breaks out.
Yeah, that was where I was going exactly.
But I've seen the Phoenix Brawl, so I won't say that I've never seen women fight, because we have seen women fight on the field and things get carried away because they get emotional with games as well. So to be able to do that. But that's a great question on that part. Well, we appreciate you calling in. You're really our first non-April call, so we were excited to have that, to do that. This is something that we're trying out here on the WNFC TV Live to see, being a multicast, being able to bring you two games right now. The Majestic are at halftime 13-0. I think we actually have a really great game with San Diego Rebellion and LA Bobcats, 14-12. They're about to head to halftime. Both teams are going to be heading to half here shortly. Well, thank you so much for joining. And is it a boy or a girl?
It's going to be a girl.
Oh, that is wonderful.
She'll be on the field in a few years.
Oh, my goodness. That is.
Thank you for everything you're doing.
Thank you. You take care. Be safe. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.
That was a good call.
Yeah, well, it was 36 weeks. Yeah, I can't relate.
See if you can get somebody from Adidas on the phone.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I'm on both of those.
Hey, you think Adidas will pay for plane tickets?
No, man, you got to let all that go, man. That's good. It's,
okay.
You make me giggle and laugh, but not really badly.
The Mile High City.
Matt, I already got you your nachos, man.
Steak nachos. Are you ready?
No, I'm not.
And stuff that makes you want steak nachos. Here we go. We're going to Denver.
And man, if we ended up in Denver, we'd be stopping off at a place, and all of us would be getting a little candy bar. because of what's illegal in Denver, and we'd be doing that in the middle of the year. You shaking me off, but we're not supposed to eat the whole candy bar at once. No, sir, you're not. What are you talking about? So 14-12, we got halftime with one game on this part. Pretty exciting across the board. We are going to begin to wrap up this telecast. Like I said, please feel free to join in. Watch Seattle and Las Vegas on their Facebook page. You can turn around and watch a great game with the LA Bobcats and San Diego Rebellion. The only other game that we haven't heard from this week is Utah and Denver. I'm going to, again, try to search a little bit about it. Gentlemen, pretty nice to have a phone call. Glad we were able to take it on that part. Kind of elevates our thought process a little bit about what we can and cannot do, feedback-wise. What would you like to see occur with this program a little bit more? Other than going to Denver, please don't mention that again.
Adidas swag.
Okay.
I would. I like the phone calls.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear what people have to say
About different teams?
because I laugh at some of the. Like, I like to see what people say about us because I find that very funny.
I know.
When people disagree with us.
Right.
Or what was it? Somebody said we sounded like. Somebody said we were moron hillbillies or something.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was way back, you know.
That was when it was just me and you.
Right. And we were 10 shades past the wind sometimes, and I kept having the hiccups because of forward to the floor, you know, the beverages of choice right here.
Yes.
On
Thank
that
you,
part.
Boss Malt Liquor.
Yes, man, the boss, green flavor boss, man, that was some rough times on that part. So, Craig, yourself, other than phone calls, anything else particular you'd like to see?
No, I like what I really like is getting to see things from all over the country because we are, as you said, very Atlanta-based. And, you know, we got to see things from San Diego. We're watching a game right now, you know, with San Diego in it. And, you know, we've seen games from Seattle, and it's amazing that technology allows us to do that. And I just sounded like I was, you know, a person that is afraid of computers. But,
well, no, not necessarily.
I
mean, I couldn't imagine we're pulling this off a year ago.
Yeah.
We were able to figure some things out, what we could do to stream things in and bring things back out system-wise. You know, last year we couldn't give you an Atlanta Phoenix game out of North Florida. We just couldn't. We didn't, you know, based on technology and what we could or could not do in that manner. So that's good that we're, you know, everything's growing in that direction. It was nice to hear that we had, even though she's a Texas elite, she was listening to the Women's National Football Conference and getting an idea of what's going on. So that's great all by itself, you know, to be able to do that. Any other thoughts kind of going to trickle away here? I'm not going to sit there and stay on. Like I said, when you got a full broadcast on Facebook, just go ahead and log in LA Bobcats. They're streaming live. When we got the majestic Seattle, I love that they got the drone going at Kent, though. It's nice. There are laws here in Georgia that kind of limits what we can do with the amount of people, so I'm a little hesitant towards that. I was waiting for if I can ever have a normal person to sit next to me and start searching for games. Sometimes it's a little bit harder.
So you're saying we're not normal?
No, I'm just look. They're videotaping the drone up there, and they're bringing it down so they can catch it. They thought that'd be cute to watch.
Hey, I'm all in favor of the drone stuff, man. That was the next level.
That was a nice touch.
It was definitely to send it off. Hats off with Seattle on that part. So
they are killing them in the middle of the field,
and they're going to score another touchdown here. You think they're going to be able to get through before half? They're rushing to the ball. The Bobcats could be for real.
Well, they have receivers, and they throw the football with a purpose.
What it makes me really think like is that Seattle's for real too.
Yeah.
And they caught LA caught them off guard just because they had to travel from Seattle down to LA, and it just was one of those games.
Well, I'm telling you right now, I'm watching them throw the football. They can throw the football.
This is definitely a San Diego Rebellion broadcast based on their logo and what we're used to seeing them on both of them. So hats off to both these organizations being able to produce this. This is great to have that. Very happy to have both of these games live going with us right now. So is Tiger going to win the Masters?
I don't know, but I'm rooting for him. I think it will be a great story.
Early in the morning, man. They're going to get out with the weather. It'll wake me up in the morning. I don't know. I think he tips off around 10.
Yeah, they said they're starting it at 7:30.
Right.
There's supposed to be some nasty weather coming through here tomorrow. So.
Yeah, and got us out of going to Lee County, so I'm okay with that. I wasn't jonesing really hard to go to Lee tomorrow. Even though it would have been fun to wear the bodysuit, I just didn't want to deal with the rain.
Man, the rain's not what worries me about what they're calling about tomorrow.
Oh, it's that wind.
Tornadoes.
Yes.
I
got a basement, man. I'm good. So I just,
and just
click
for
my heels together.
Just for an update, the bringer of rain just hit a home run for the Braves. That'd be Josh Donaldson.
Oh, it was nice.
That is his nickname, the bringer of rain. So
The Rainmaker.
there it is. First one as a Brave.
Oh, that's good. Like I said, I wasn't happy that they had that one. So here we go. We're going to wrap up this game here, 14-12. We'll see what the Bobcats, if they take a lead here.
Touchdown. Oh, she dropped that?
Yep, she did.
Oh. I tell you what, in the Seattle game, they've been throwing a lot of wheel routes that they haven't connected on yet. They were wide open every time.
Don't get all quiet on
Oh,
me.
well,
Sounds like somebody's coming down the steps.
We do. We have people working, man. People
Right.
coming in. It's a business, man. It's one of those things, man.
So,
The light popped on.
I know.
so
Put your clothes on, sir. Put your clothes on. Well, Mom and Dad are home. I know. Clear your voice. That was good. The echo effect of that. That's
good.
not.
You like that?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. Wasn't too bad indeed.
see what L.A. does right here. Quarterback draw?
Nope.
Nah. I hope that wasn't the last play of the first half.
I think we all hoping for that right now. Just
That was a good idea. It was like they, Coach Tyre said she had a vision. The linebacker had the same vision. So this is 3rd down and goal right here. Chance to take the lead right before halftime.
Throw the fade.
I bet they're going to throw – they're going to take timeout right here. They've been so successful throwing the ball over the middle of the field. If you had something that –
It's scary to throw the ball in the middle of the field, though.
yeah, but it's been so wide open.
When people throw the ball across the middle of the field, I go, no. Okay.
And as a QB coach, I'm much more afraid of throwing things like the deep comeback route because quarterbacks won't throw it on time, and when you see the route start to break and the quarterback's just
somebody
standing
coming
there,
back with it, all
oh,
right.
come on, man, get it out of your hands. Anything that's out breaking, if you've got a really good player coming from the inside out, you're worried about that one all the time.
Hey, it's Joey.
yeah. He had the Atlanta Tigers versus the Alabama Steel tonight.
Wow.
That had to be exciting.
It was. It was a final score, if I'm not mistaken, on taking a look at his report. The Tigers won 44-30.
Wow, that sounds like a fun game.
It was. It was at halftime 30-22.
Wow.
Did it go the entire game?
It did. It did get the whole game, and
No fisticuffs?
no fisticuff. If it went 44, and I'm happy for the Steels to be able to travel up here and play the Tigers. Guess where they had to play at?
Anderson Park?
Grass Field in Anderson Park.
Oh, wow.
Oh, the one up top?
The one down bottom.
One down
Yes,
bottom.
The one down bottom. When
We called a game from that
we
vantage.
did. That
Across the
ended
middle.
like during the touchdown.
Touchdown.
Great
Yes.
job.
That was our slushy night.
Yes. Was that a slushy night?
Yeah, it was.
Good slushy nights. Good slushy nights.
Because that lady walked up and she was like, hey, y'all got some juice?
Yeah.
And I was just like,
That was good.
What?
It was muddy. Oh, my goodness gracious. Yeah. And they ended like in third quarter. They didn't
Yes.
finish the game. The refs were like, we're done.
I
We're
remember
out.
that.
We want to be paid at halftime.
They were
please."
taking up a collection so they could get
Yeah.
paid. I do
oh,
remember that.
because they were like having to escort people out
Yes.
of games.
Yeah.
And
They got a little intense very quickly.
although my favorite game ever has to be one that was at Anderson where the guy got ejected and then we were up in like North Georgia.
Which one?
where the guy got ejected and
Holy
came back
smokes.
to the game?
No, that was Anderson. It was the Tigers.
Oh,
and,
my word.
Did she get the 2 points?
Yes, it was a bad snap. She got it. She put it down, stood up, and ran backwards. They didn't tackle her. She got around the edge. That was great.
All right. Well, we are going to close this broadcast here. It's 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. The Bobcats ahead 20-14. Glad to have everybody with us. That's a great night of football across the board. Appreciate Adidas and Rydell being sponsors of the Women's National Football Conference. You can watch the remaining part of the 2 games on Facebook. Both games are located. Those are the only 2 games streaming. I'm sorry that we were able to give you anything from the Utah world. Just wish you could help Denver get their broadcasting squared away. We wish we could help Denver too. Denver's going to need to call us. Give them our email, give them our number. Appreciate you putting that out there. We wish we could bring Denver to y'all. We were hoping to see the Utah Falcons as well. Everybody take care of yourselves. Have a happy and safe week. We'll see you next week in some form or fashion here on the Women's National Football Conference. I'm Bo with Adam and Craig. Take care of yourselves. Be safe out there. Enjoy your week.